fuck you doing?
Remember that name? Good pizza with 3 Z's, baby. 3 Z's.
What's up, familia? It's your boy JP, Good Pizza. Check this out. This week we got a very special guest. I got to sit down with the homie Carter from C.A.D. In 2013-14, Carter wanted to help a close family member in need. He created cream that turned out to really help. Knowing the relief that he brought to his dear family member, he started seeing a demand for more products like this that were truly effective. Carter understood what his mission was going to be from the jump. After making some business decisions, he left his hometown of Stowe, Vermont and headed to sunny California to start his cannabis business on the West. Being a one-man show and a very small team gave him the freedom to really put everything he wanted to into creating these products. He held nothing back in sourcing the best ingredients and materials to make sure every batch was exactly how he envisioned it. He personally mixed each jar and delivered them to dispensaries up and down the state to make sure it reached as many patients as he possibly could. The knowledge of how much these products were helping people really helped C.A.D. push through the tough times. Since then, the reach has gotten bigger, the location has expanded, but the high quality ingredients and process has not changed. You will only find the best ingredients in C.A.D.'s products. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Carter with C.A.D. See y'all on the show. What's up, my brother?
JP, pleasure and honor to be here, brother.
Dude,
thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Dude.
Thank you.
This is exciting. You know, I really appreciate you having me on, and excited to tell a little bit of the story and a little bit about what made C.A.D. what it was, and a little bit of the history, man. And thank you again for having us.
No doubt, brother. And selfishly, I did not do any big research on your company because I wanted to hear this story from the first time from you. Because I've been curious how it all started. I have an idea of who that person in need was, but I wanted to really get it out on the show. And but before we go there, let's I'd like to take it back to the story behind the story. It's super relatable for people when we hear about the come up, man. What was little Carter like, man? What was the growing up experience, bro?
Man, growing up in Vermont was, I mean, it is a lot different than, it's a very safe and different place than a lot of like the backgrounds and growing up. I've heard of a lot of my friends from out here, or even I'm sure where you were in Jersey, and growing up in a small niche community was great. I was born in Burlington, Vermont, grew up there, and then when I was in my teenage years, my mom got remarried to my amazing stepfather, Bobby, who I consider my father as well, and we moved to Stowe, and Stowe, Vermont became really home to me, and is just like probably one of the most beautiful fall destinations you could go to. Literally looks like a absolutely just beautiful movie scene, and just very special, safe place. And it was a very cool privilege and honor to kind of, spend some of those years there. And, even before that, from when I was 3 and 4, I started learning how to skate. And I played hockey my whole life until I finished my last year of high school hockey. And as a joke, when we lost our playoff game, I hung up my skates and kind of joked that I would retire, and funny enough, I didn't actually play hockey again after, man. And it was and it was such a big part of my life, and I think me playing it year round for so many years just took a lot out of me, and I loved hockey, loved it, but I wanted to move on to something else after, and that's just, something different. But yeah, I grew up playing hockey, man, was very involved in sports, did a little bit of baseball growing up and wiffle ball. My brother's Kirk is 4 years younger than me, and, we very close growing up playing sports together, and, would always try and just, whether it was in the backyard playing wiffle ball, playing dodgeball, our downstairs, because in Vermont, in East Coast, we've got basements too.
Man. Shout out to the basements.
Yes, shout out to the basement.
Fuck, I miss basements,
bro. We actually had a hockey rink in our basement. Damn. It was so cool, man. Like boards on there, and that
roller
was just
hockey?
Roller or regular. We put on the blades, but just being in the basement, it's like, a little bit bigger than here, but dude, you're gonna like fucking wind up against the wall and go all over them. But it was just so much fun, man, and a very special place growing up. And then, I spent a lot of time growing up with my Nana. So I was the first, actually, I'm the oldest grandchild in my family, and was the first one born. And so I spent a lot of time growing up working with Nana, and just going to, she would introduce me to this really fun camp when I was younger called Camp Bridges, where you'd go play tennis and learn how to swim, and then in the afternoon Nana would pick me up and I would go clean houses with Nana, and I'd try and work my little bit so I could get my CDs at the mall. Nana would like to go to the mall to get her nails done, so I had to, go do some shopping while she was doing that or something. So I'd work, but that taught
cool.
me how to be clean and how to work at a really young age. And that kind of set routines in my head that I don't think a lot of kids my age had. And it kind of just has always had me be a little bit more cleaner than the average person. And then my grandfather owned a construction company, so I try and go work part-time for him too, and just kind of, a little
Learn
bit.
the basics,
Yeah, dude, and just growing up. But no, Vermont, man, was a very different place, man. And, I'm very lucky, my mom and my dad, especially my mom, would just put so much loving care into, me and my brother growing up and making sure that, we were able to play hockey and, just really, kind of taught those really good just ethics and morals and just, I was very, very lucky,
Bless, bro. You came from a wholesome family.
Yes, dude. You think, you're a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Smothered, when you're growing up and you're like, Mom, stay away. But it's like when you grow up and you see how a lot of people, their parents are, it's like, you don't realize how lucky you are to have that love. Bro. And my mom and my Nana definitely gave me a lot of unconditional love. My Aunt Sarah too. And she unfortunately passed away in 2015, but she was one of the women that was originally part of my mission. And, my mom, my Nana, and with the help of my aunt, really helped raise me. And, it was pretty amazing to have those 3 women in my life.
Yo, you're blessed, man. It's good to have good women in your life.
It is.
Good,
And,
powerful,
I'll always remember the memories. And, my mom's the only one kicking still, man. So it's a little,
kidding.
It's,
and Nana was grandma, right?
Yep, Nana was grandma, and then my Aunt Sarah was the first actually to go in our family. Unfortunately, she was battling cancer on my way out here in 2014 to start C.A.D, and she unfortunately had stage 4, and it was a pretty crazy story on how it happened, but it actually was just, makes you appreciate life, man. It makes you really realize, how little sometime we really have. So.
Oh, for sure, bro. And just to speak on your upbringing in Vermont, bro. Vermont, I could personally say it's a beautiful state. It was one of the getaway states for me to go when life was a little hectic in Jersey, and I wanted to get out. Shout out to my brother Bobby. We grew up on the same block in Jersey, and he went to college up there, and we ain't seen him since. You know what I'm saying? He fell in love up there, and he was our Vermont guy. You know what I mean? He had a bunch of friends up there, restarted his life up there. He's still up there, and Burlington and a couple other places I don't really remember, but wherever he lived is where we would visit, and we just had so much fun. We go up there, the good weed was up there, bro. We was eating mushrooms and fucking, we're like teenagers fucking wilding out up with fucking Bobby, bro. Let's go see Bobby, bro. And then I got older, and then my kids are older, so now I take my kids up there to get away, get them out of the city, and fucking.
Your family's still there, because one of the first things you gave me as a gift that I truly always appreciated was that Vermont honey, man.
Bro,
that
shout out to my Aunt Amy, man. Bar
shout out
Hill,
to your aunt, man. That was really cool, man. It's like, and we do have some special weed up there. And I was just starting to tell you a little bit more of the beginning of, me growing up and stuff. But with the weed scene,
let's dig into that.
I was very, very lucky. So when I moved to Stowe, there were a lot of, in Vermont, there's not a lot of professional sports, like big baseball teams. Like we have the Vermont Lake Monsters, which are
the Lake Monsters,
which are a double A or could be a single A or double A of the Washington Nationals. Used to be the Expos. Used to be the Montreal Expos team. So
shit.
Yes, so they were their original minor league team. But besides that, there's not many teams up there. So we have a lot of amazing people with skiing and snowboarding, and we're very lucky in our small community of Stowe, Vermont. So a lot of people, I feel, would adapt from going to do professional skiing and snowboarding. They would kind of bring that European culture back a little bit, and I went from smoking, decent outdoor and seeing some okay indoor to seeing stuff that would blow our fucking minds to this day for sours and skunks and things like that didn't exist. One of my best friends to this day I started a relationship with, and 2006, I want to say it was, that I first linked up with Ben. Wergs is his nickname, and Wergs is one of my closer friends, and we have been connoisseurs, and he showed me a lot of cool things, and I would go get things, and show him when we were kind of coming up, and he's a little bit older than me, and, we would get some really special stuff, and, Wergs was always kind of like a little bit of an older, because I told you I'm the oldest in my family, so he was an older brother during that time, because we were in high school, it's like you want to get high and enjoy, and, I come from a very, very amazing family, but did not accept cannabis at the time. And especially my stepdad, being one of the only African Americans in Stowe, Vermont, because he had made his own name and was successful in his own way, people thought because of, you know, he was successful, he had done other things. And so he was very anti, because Bobby,
He wants to keep his name good.
yes, Bobby's self-made. He put himself through college on a scholarship. He came from nothing, man, and made himself everything in that town. And I have the most respect for my stepdad and, you know,
shout out to him,
what
man.
he's done. And so people, you know, it was just very different growing up there. So Ben gave me, you know, an amazing place to go hang out, smoke. I'd go smoke 5 or 6 spliffs with him before work, take a shower. I had to take a shower, and then I go be a bellman for 8 hours, man. And
No shit.
yeah, me and Wergs had a great time, and other friends like mine, like, you know, Beeve, Brian, you know, and Cody, you know, these are all their nicknames.
Yeah, no doubt.
Good
Shout 'em
friends
out,
of
bro.
mine, and you
Love
know,
it.
we would really get some crazy stuff, man. And you know, one thing we were really able to get that was special back then was through a buddy of mine who's actually out here now, Dan Rebel Grown. He used to grow, he was in charge and responsible for a lot of the good sours, some of them during that time. And one thing that was very special to me was this strawberry diesel. To this day, one of my favorite things, bro. And I would
missed that
get
one.
amazing strawberry terps and just absolutely that mouth-watering diesel that just doesn't fucking exist anymore. People think they know what it is, but it's unfortunate. Like,
I know, bro.
it's just not, unfortunately, what it once was, you know? And so, and then the other strain that we would get that was very special to me back then, that was the Real Deal Super Silver Haze, which I had not seen in many years. And I was, you know, very lucky, and we'll get more into it, to get, you know, this Sunset Haze that was, you know, found by my good friend HD, and then Tommy, and then also, you know, bred by my great friend ABF, and that I was able to, you know, get that and, you know, able to put it in the right hands and really kind of find something that was the best of both worlds for me, because Super Silver Haze was everything to me from 2007 till 2014 when I came out here. And then around that time, Sunset Sherbert was around and was like such a big role for me, I feel like, in everything since I've come out to California and been here for almost a decade, that, you know, it's, so I call it, it's like almost the best of both worlds in a way, you know? And so when I told my friend, you know, the name on that, he was like, you know, you've done a lot with this strain, we should just call it C.A.D's Haze or Nana's. And I was like, well, what about the best of both worlds? He's like, my guy, we can't call one of my creations after an R. Kelly album. And I was like, fair. We're not going to go down that road. So we kind of backed away from that. But no, man, that's just, you know, growing up in Vermont, Strawberry Diesel, Super Silver Haze, Real Sours, and Skunks, man, were really special. You know, Green Dog and you know, is a very close friend of mine. Me and Drew went to, you know, preschool together in Vermont, then reconnected out here.
I've known Drew for Vermont, bro.
Yeah, I've known Drew for close
mid-20s,
mid over like probably close to 28 years we've known each other. Yeah, because we're both about 32 now. So yeah, we've kind of, you know, done that. And then, you know, we weren't friends through up all the time growing up in Vermont, but when I came out here, we reconnected. But one thing that's really special to us, though, because we have similar strains, is another strain called Elvis, man. And Elvis is a very special original diesel with some skunk vibes, dude. And
oh my God,
crazy,
I love
bro,
that name, bro.
my first house that my mom and Bobby lived in for 5 years, we lived in that house. And the last 6 months I was living in there, I found out one of the creators of Elvis was right across the street from me, dude. So you never fucking know who your neighbor is. And I'm trying to hide from this dude while he's walking his dog up and down the street, because I'm in the backyard, like, and this is like
and meanwhile,
bigger properties in Vermont, and I'm hiding in the back, like smoking my joint, like hiding from this dude. I have no idea that he's one of the creators of something I'm probably smoking on, you know?
Smoking.
Yeah, and so
you guys could have had a great conversation.
Yeah, man. So that's just, you know, Vermont was a very special place growing up, man. And, you know, just opportunities that we had being back there, and honestly being sheltered from a lot of real world scenarios, and getting to grow up in an amazing, just, you know, peaceful kind of community to a lot of the other stuff you hear. And then, you know, shout out to, you know, just all the great friends and family that I've had back there that have supported me for years and have really been a part of this journey. You know, it means the world, man.
Man, I can speak to that, bro. When Bobby moved out of Jersey, like, he would always hear what's going on and, like, come home and hear the news. He's like, bro, I don't know how the fuck you still do this, bro. I don't know how, because, like, I could tell, like, his life and quality of life really changed up there, and he does not have to deal with a lot of shit that we deal with in Jersey or Pennsylvania or wherever I was at the time. And he fucking loved it up there, man. Took full advantage, and he's still there, raising a family now, you know, got a just bought a house. And I got to get up there, man.
You do, man.
I
You know,
gotta
it
get
seems like for your friend Bobby, you know, he grew up in another place and got to go there. And that's what I think is some people grow
Yeah.
up in another place and they go there and they see the lifestyle and they're able to create a much different opportunity. You know what and no, it was just, you know, really cool growing up there and then getting into the whole cannabis thing there. You know, I always had a huge passion for this. I remember, you know, one of my good friends at the time and still this day, Dave, you know, Karen's, great guy. And, you know, Dave was an Eagle Scout and more to himself. And, you know, I like that about him. So I kind of would go keep a lot of things with him. We did a couple of greenhouse projects together. And, dude, we were getting fantastic things, dude. So, you know, it was really cool.
You were growing up there in Vermont before you moved here?
Yeah, a little bit's being a part of me. I've always just been a genetic collector and always been a connoisseur of good strains, and I've always been able to put things in good hands. So I'm not going to sit there and tell you that I'm a major cultivator by any means, because I never take credit for anything that I'm not, and that's not at all. But I've definitely been a part of some cultivation and helped some great sourcing of genetics. And I'll tell you this, bro. Even a couple of the strains from out here, a really cool blueberry big bud, some LA Confidential that was like way more on the on the Affy side than the OG or whatever else that you'd see in the LA Con, that really just would give it more gas. And just, you know, going back again to the hazes, to just different diesels and things that we didn't normally get to see as much, you know, nowadays. It's just really special like that. And, you know.
Were you guys getting purple haze up there, the Cuban black haze?
A little bit, man. Not as much of the Miami and things like that. We get really unique strains sometimes called like this Willie's, okay? And it's not like, you know, the Williams Wonder and all that shit you hear about. It was like a perfect blend of a silver and a diesel, dude. That was amazing. And then this shit, bro, Beazle, that was so fucking ugly, man. But that shit smoked, man, and smacked you in the face with that perfect haze diesel combination, man. But I swear, dude, going back to it, nothing else. I'd give up everything I had, bro, spend every dime I had when those strawberry diesels came around, and this lemon kush that to this day might have been something different, just like the train wrecks. We're almost positive, me and my friend Ben Wergs are positive after this hunt for years on the train wrecks, that the train wrecks that we got were something a little bit more different, because it smacked you in the face like it was a train fuel station, dude. And it wasn't like something that, you know, I've ever smelled. It's not like the Arcata train wreck. It's not like a lot of this. It doesn't have that lemon kind of terps, you know. Terp. Yeah, that's a little different than that. You know, it had something way different, man. And that's how I feel.
Had one batch of that, and then I feel like every other batch sucked.
And dude, that's one thing we didn't realize that we appreciated. And I've learned a lot from being out here, dude, and other places, that in the time we grew up in Vermont, man, we were around a lot of special chronic. Like, we'd still get to see good California stuff, good other stuff from places, but we were around some really, really special batch, like small grown. I mean, dude, you know, I'm talking about a decade ago, and I know prices were up, but I mean, bro, this Super Silver Haze I'm telling you about that was nostalgic. I mean, bro, I would take ounces of this to every plug that I had, and they would want some, because that's how different it was, you know. And it took me almost probably of searching high and low out here, you know, for over almost a decade to find, you know, you'd see little things here or there, but to find something where I smoked that and I'm like, wow, this has it, but it has something different to it. And forever grateful to my good friend, one of my favorite, I mean, I would say he's one of my favorite breeders and just closest friends. You don't find many people that have done the type of work that has done, and also is as humble and just as down to earth, you know, and is caring about people. You know, that's one thing that's impressive. And then also, you know, my buddy Dan Rebel Grown. I mean, I could go on about some of Rebel Grown, man. He's done some amazing work. So he's originally from the East Coast. He's, you know, been out here for well over a decade, placed many times in the Emerald Cup, and now he's back in Vermont crushing it on the scene there and helping a lot of local people there. And it's, you know, it's a really big honor to be, you know, working with him and doing some cool things with him. And, you know, over at, you know, C.A.D, we're doing some amazing work. You know, shout out to those guys, you know, amazing, humble, just great energy. And, you know, one thing I love is there's no egos over there. It's all driven by people with their skill sets, and that, you know, they're a very cool team. And
if like teamwork was a dream work, teamwork makes a dream work was a team.
You know, it takes, you know, a great team to be able to, you know, put something out that you actually want to stand behind and really have, you know, that stamp on there. And so, yeah, shout out to those guys. And no, man, Vermont is a really cool place. And then after that, I went to Curry College in Milton, Mass, got my bachelor's degree there, and then spent about 5 years in Mass, and then Little
Whereabouts
time
in
in
Mass?
I was in Milton, Mass, which is about 8 to 10 miles outside of Boston. It's right.
Okay.
I was technically lived in Hyde Park. They called it there. Yeah.
Yo, okay. Do you love or hate the Boston accent?
Oh, bro, I love it, man. You got to do
Okay.
it from there, man. I mean, you know
Okay.
what was great is
Oh,
being
man, it's rough for me, bro.
being a
As a
Yankees
Jersey
fan,
boy?
dude, there and just going at it
rough.
with these Boston
Dog,
fans,
that's
bro.
ballsy.
But I know it was. It was
That's
fun,
ballsy.
man. Won some good money though, dude. I mean, being out here has been amazing. You know, the sports teams out here are fantastic, but I would
Yeah.
say Boston is definitely the most devoted sports city that I had been in, dude. And even as
Okay.
someone who wasn't, or even like a Red Sox fan as
Yeah.
much, nothing was cooler than growing up, dude, and watching Big Papi walk off or Manny Ramirez. Or,
Yeah, Big
you know,
Papi was lit.
there's just you
Yeah.
appreciate that stuff, you know,
Yeah.
and it was really cool. And so I always,
history, man.
yeah, exactly. So, and then honestly, dude, I got to watch the Patriots crush it during those years, you know, and so that was cool. I mean, I'll just tell you this, bro. You ever want to go get shit done in Boston, bro, on a Sunday, man? You just go when the Patriots are playing, dude, and nobody's on the road, man.
No shit.
Yeah, it's so clear, dude. On those are,
Yeah, coming from the East, bro, like you know who your diehard fans are, and Patriots are for sure diehard
Yeah.
fans, bro. Oh yeah.
So yeah, I went to college there. It was great, and then stayed there a year after. Was dating someone at the time, and was helping them, and kind of trying to start what I was doing, and during that time is when I really started perfecting. So I started making some of these products in 2010 and 11. When I started getting to it, I wanted to. I had a family that was very anti against cannabis, and I wanted to try and find a way to make products that could kind of get, into that, market and also, but help my family. And so I started looking at these. And then at the time, my roommate was so fucking obnoxious, man. We lived in a basement kind of apartment and only had a window, not a balcony. So he was chain smoking joints. And then if I wouldn't give him a couple joints to roll up, him and his buddy would get drunk and just piss me off and light off cigarettes. So I started buying Yankee Candle. I started spending a shit ton of money, and I was like, bro, I can do this. You know what I mean? I want to have fun. I have time, man. I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm smoking a joint. I can start whipping these up. So I started making my own candles.
Okay.
Then my mom's owned a beauty salon. My mom's been a hairdresser and she's been cutting. My mom is in her mid 50s and has been cutting hair for almost 45 years.
Damn,
She was
bro.
handed a pair of scissors when she was 10 years old from my Nana and said she needs to learn. And that's how my mom learned.
shit,
Oh,
man.
that's how I have my work ethic is from my mom. And definitely, I mean,
That's dope. bro.
yeah. So anyways,
Shout out to her. Shout out to
yeah.
all the hairstyles, man. I'm a
Right.
barber too. You ain't know that.
Really?
I've been barber since I was 14.
damn, JP,
Self-taught,
look
yeah,
at that.
yeah, yeah.
See?
Hell yeah.
So yeah, dude, I had to, with her having a beauty salon, I kind of had an outlet and a place to be able to start making aromatherapy products and stuff. So I started making a couple of the cannabis products and getting them out, but I started making just aromatherapy like creams and different things for
Okay.
her shop and get out there and getting the
Okay.
feedback. And then that's kind of where I started from. And then really was kind of, graduated college in 2013 and, had
Okay.
saved up some money and wanted to take a little bit of time before rushing, turned down a couple of job offers right out because it was like, I went to school for 4 years. I graduated with a degree in communications and minor in business management. And I watched my parents grind and work their asses off for years. My mom, amazing hairstylist, booked 6 months in advance, one of the best in Vermont, man. And so that's it. But then I watched my dad, who I love, but worked as an employee. My dad was an entrepreneur when I was born, but most of the years watching him grow up, he was worked in different car dealerships, and worked his way to the top, but would just watch him in that cycle. And I was like, I didn't put 4 years of college in to go and just do something I wasn't happy with. And I had saved money. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try and build things off. So I started doing cannabis consulting. Mass was getting out of there, started doing some stuff with little build outs working with my buddy Ben on that. He ended up getting a job with one of the first licenses in Connecticut and had to start traveling down there. So I ended up moving, we ended up getting an apartment to share together because I was traveling, trying to start, and I just didn't need to be in Boston anymore. That relationship at the time was not going anywhere, and I was with a terrible roommate at the time that I just needed. He was like 4 years older than me, and I was like babying the guy and needed to get away from that.
Yeah.
So I literally moved in with, Ben's wife, or, my good friend Kat that I went to high school with, who is Ben's wife now. And, we lived together and I just started traveling, getting it out there and really going on my no days off,
Nice,
and during that time, unfortunately, my aunt was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer and that kind of pushed me further. So when I came out here to visit California in the beginning of 2014, I got my medical card the first day being out here. My buddy who I went to college with moved out to go to Sierra Nevada. He just got sick of going to Curry. He just wanted to just go do a change. He wanted to do sustainability, I believe, at Sierra Nevada, which is right over the border. You know, an Incline Village there?
No, I don't.
Okay, so it's over in Tahoe. It's over in Tahoe.
We're in California now.
Yeah, sorry. No, we're in California. So he
Sierra
transferred
Nevada,
out here, and so I came out here to visit him because he was like, Carter, with what you're working on, you need to come out here and see this. And I'm like, man, Tahoe's just a much bigger version of Vermont. I'm not trying to really go out there for that, but I came out and it was beautiful. Someone I had been getting some flour from was, you know, down in Kings Beach, and funny enough, we connected, and, you know, I just kind of hit it off, and I realized that I need to bring this company out here. So when I was out here, I got my aunt some medicine. I rented a car from Reno because I wasn't 25 at the time, so you couldn't get a car from Enterprise. Had to go drive to Reno, get this shitty Ford Taurus, bro, that I thought was going to break down, man. Drove all the way to the Bay Area, bro, to go grab my aunt the syringe that I saw on the news that was at Harborside, you know, because that was one of it wasn't just an RSO, it was an ethanol whole plant extraction at the time. So it wasn't just, a lot of RSO at the time supposedly was just THC high. You know, I wanted to find her different CBD ratios too, because THC was not hard.
About this.
Yes.
CBD and the ratio.
Oh, yeah. So I started working on this stuff years ago. So little thing about Ben, when he got into stuff with Theraplant, he started really having this amazing gentleman that he was working for that was a quadriplegic that wanted him to help other patients. So I started watching him when I was starting to research CBD, and we were starting to talk about it. He was buying CBD, and we were making capsules, and he was doing his own thing, and he would make these syringes and donate them to children with epilepsy, man. And like, it was touching. And this one girl he was helping at the beginning, just due to the respect of the family, I won't say the name, but it changed their life dramatically. And I was watching my best friend just change lives and really just do something amazing. And so that kind of opened up my eyes, and I knew that, you know, that was the hemp-derived version at the time, you know, which was still amazing to see it helping so much. This was still in that gray area when CBD was not a trend, bro. You had to explain to people what it was. They didn't know what it was. So when I came out here, I got that stuff for my aunt, and I went back to Vermont, and just, you know, in the East Coast, I was in Rhode Island, and traveled back to Vermont, you know, throughout that summer, and realized I needed to get out here. You know, it was a heart-to-heart with my stepdad, and he's just like pretty much, you know, and he was always very anti-get this. He's like, you're on to something, you know, he's like, don't be like everybody in this town that stays here and doesn't get out, man. He's like, you've got something, you know, that I believe in that I never thought I would. So I decided after that, it was time to go out to Tahoe. Wasn't my number one choice, but I went out to Tahoe, man. So I literally got in my car, man, from Ben's house in Rhode Island at the time. I only packed hash. I rolled up hash cigarettes with me because I was too scared to travel with weed and whatnot. So I just rolled up like Mia, the hash queen, rolls up, just literally organic tobacco and just hash, and it was all Nicotease hash at the time. So it was like stuff that was really expensive too at the time, dude. So we were using all his ice wax, it was called at the time. I don't know if you remember that. It was called, I believe, when it first came around, it was ice wax, and this is like 2013, 14, and out of, you know, stuff out of Colorado. And
that's where I was getting the ice. That's the first time I had ice hash.
So Ben went to go actually work with him through when he was with his company Theraplant. He went to go work with him years prior. So that's how I heard about it and knew. I learned about nicotine in 2011, I think, in 2012 from Ben actually going out there to work with him. So
what was that? Was it fresh frozen material just washed, like bubble? Yeah, just bubble hash.
Way though more just like the heads, man. You know what I mean?
That's when they were catching the heads.
And he would microplane it, and it was just something really cool, dude. So that's all I had, bro. So I'm on the way out here, and my mom calls me, and I'm in like, brought a friend with me out here to do the drive, and I'd never been on a drive, JP. You know, I'd been on the plane, traveled many places, but I'd never been in a car ride more for 5 or 6 hours, and I get in the fucking car to drive out here, bro. Yeah, and then to make things even more fun, as I said, don't really have much weed, because I didn't know, you know, and the person I was with that we were just like, yeah, Cat, I think you should play it safe. Whatever you want to do, I'm down, you know. And I was like, all right, we'll just do this. So on my way out here, man, my mom calls me and my stepdad, and like, I'm like driving, and they're like, hey, can you pull over for a second? And bro, I'm on mission, dude. I'm not pulling. I'm like, yeah, we're pulled over, this and this. And my mom tells me, man, and I'm already on a mission for my aunt, like I told you, you know, and find out my mom was diagnosed with breast cancers, and I'm in the middle of the country on my way out here, man. And like, I literally just wanted to turn around. I like go to some like random spot in Iowa, dude, maybe it was, or something, and like dude, it was like Cowboy Central, like middle of nowhere. And like, I'm so out of it. I just got that news and I'm just smoking one of those hash cigarettes, like no tomorrow. And like, I'm like trying to figure out if I'm going to turn around and drive home, what I'm going to do. And I just look at my buddy. I'm like, we're going to go out there and we're going to find something and we're going to help her. And that put me on another mission.
Your
that was
why
just like,
increased.
oh yeah. And so I literally, dude, we didn't stop again, brother. We literally,
no shit.
I will tell you this, from leaving Rhode Island where Ben was, we made it to California in 50 hours after leaving his house. I was in California.
That is no stop because it takes 2.5
every time
days,
I saw, like,
stops.
every time Spencer would pull over, my buddy at the time, and he would be like, "Cat, I'm going to sleep for a couple hours." Be like, "Go get me a coffee," and I'd just pull in. By the time we got to California, bro, I don't think I'd ever been off that little bit of sleep, but it was like, literally, first thing I did was call this delivery service. Shout out Dave Green Trees in Tahoe, and literally gave this dude my non-medicated, bought his cookies, and went right to work that first day. Second day, driving down here to Collective Efforts, I brought the haze with me. Had Caleb come from out in the back, and they didn't understand. Like, they were so amazed by the haze, because I brought the silver haze with me out here. I brought 2 zips with me out here, and like, they just were like, just really surprised. So anyways, I just started trying to get the products out there, and kind of just from there, really trying to find my mom and my aunt the true medicine. And I ended up finding a whole plant CBD extraction at the time that, someone gave me this guy's business card and literally gave me the business card and said, "Good luck with getting a hold of him." And I was like,
"Oh, that's promising."
Okay, cool. So called the dude up, leave a message, told him like, "I'm from Vermont, I'm out here." Guy's fucking family had a second home in Maine growing up, and I think that's the only reason why. Yeah, we hit it off.
Maine and Vermont's like Jersey and New York.
I drive the next day down to Nevada City to this guy's farm.
Nice,
mid 60-year-old guy, dude. He was literally on the front of making hash, bro. He made the original. We went on Wikipedia at the time. He made the hash patty that looked like, you would have loved this shit because it looked like a fucking pizza, bro.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and it was so cool. It was really something different. So that guy had the CBD and had different whole plants extractions. So he was like, "This is what I have. It's not that cheap." And I'm like, "I don't care." He's like, "What are you going to do with it? Getting this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to make creams with it too." He's like, "You're going to buy something that's $30,000 a kilo and make creams out of it." I said, yeah. I want to make an amazing product for my family. And like, I'm making the reason was too, is I started buying a small batch at first, before I get ahead. And I got results that I'd never gotten before.
No shit.
And
this
so
for the topicals?
Yes, for the topicals and for the tinctures and stuff. So I was like, well, if I'm getting those amazing feedback and result. And I think what also happened is when I came out here and my mom and my aunt were both going through that, you put more love and care into these products than you can explain because of what you're making them for now. And
of course, man.
It wasn't about the money at that point. I would get off, bro. If you didn't want to pay me and you wanted to just let me smoke some weed and get to see some cool weed, I would drive 10 hours out of my way for that, bro. It didn't matter. I was on a different mission out here and trying to help them, trying to really help them and dial it in. And as I told you, man, a lot of people didn't know what CBD was back then. It was like having to explain every time it came up, what is CBD? What is this so different than THC? And it's crazy how we are in 2023 here now, and it's one of the biggest trends, you know what I mean? It's just very comical to me, but hey, I love that people are, I always have respect and love for people that are doing it the right way. The snake oil salesman, as they call them at the end of the day, they're going to get booted out, man, and that's just the way it is, dude. But I started working with this guy, Harry, down there, and me and my one guy that I brought out with me would go harvest his whole farm for him, help him, whatever, because I wanted to show him we were that devoted to him, man. And so, yeah, dude, I was told I was a little crazy because I was literally driving down into Nevada City, Grass Valley during harvest season with, you seen Vermont plates, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you know how green those plates are, dude. You don't get away with that being in California, man. So
in Jersey either. You hot boy if you come to Jersey with those plates.
Yep, exactly. So dude, everyone would look at me, and I remember
always shook to bring weed down for
So
me.
I would always see that, dude, and people would literally look. I had cops wave at me because you know what? We were on a mission, man. And I think just, always was smart, never would drive and smoke in the car or anything like that. I mean, it's not like we were driving around a ton of work anyways, dude. I was only getting, a lot of oil at the time, but it wasn't even that much compared to what people are doing, nowadays and what people were doing. But it's just something really cool, man. And that was all part of the journey at the beginning. And from there, I started getting all the products tested in the lab I was working with at the time. Could not test my products properly. I mean, we were getting an oil that was tested by them that was like 55% CBD, 20% THC. So you do the math on that. it's kind of weird when you use an oil and you get the cream tested and it's higher in THC than CBD.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
something's not adding up there. And keep in mind, no one was doing lab testing back then on a lot of our products, man. You know, it was still all foreign, man. I was doing things for my family, so I wanted to set things apart. I also saw in the world of, you know, dispensaries and in stores and just selling to your own, because you had your own collective back then and you could sell to your patients. Not a lot of people had things that were tested and would come with that. And I took pride in that, man. And we would put together a book. And so that's one thing that we did that set C.A.D apart. But basically them doing that and not testing that confused them. And they wanted to. So they were like, well, I don't like how this is. And I don't know if it's you traveling or whatnot, but why don't you make it here? And so I went and made the cream at this lab. And what was cool for them, bro, is that they literally sat there and they were like, C.A.D, you just made the whole cannabis testing facility, which was right off Del Paso at the time. You know where that AW Taco Bell is? Right next door to that, bro. And it smelled a little funky out there and just wasn't. I made this whole place smell like an aromatherapy spa, and they loved it, bro. Because keep in mind, our batches were not that big back then, dude. So it was like, it made it smell like aromatherapy spa, and they gave me the ability after, because I thought it was cool back then. Everyone's making shit in their house for little things. I was able to tell people, no, this is made inside of a testing facility. So I started renting, giving them a couple $100 a month just to use literally a space, maybe honestly from like over here to back there. I mean, it wasn't, you know, it was half the size of this room maybe, bro. Yeah. And that's what we started doing. And it was like just really cool. And so I realized after traveling out from Tahoe, when I was coming down 3 to 4 times a week, that it was too much, man, and I couldn't do it. So after that, I ended up finding a place down here in Sacramento and ended up... Huh?
What year was that?
This was 2015. So I was up in Tahoe for the first, like, I had come out here to visit early 2014, and that's when, like, in the story I say on the mission I was out here, I started making these products in, like, 2010, 11, but that's when really, you know, the company was formed. That's the way I look at it. You know, it's like, people say they start things or whatever, and that's cool, but I look at it, when was your LLC formed? So I look at it, it's cool. I was able to tell you, like, this is coming up, you know, almost on a decade of when I formed my LLC, which is really cool.
That's exciting, bro.
So... did all that, man, and came down here to Sac, and just because I realized I couldn't run a business. Tahoe's a beautiful place, but Tahoe's on Tahoe time, man, and that's a great, beautiful place. But this is, and for me, man, where I'm coming from, Vermont, man, I'm not as big into skiing and snowboarding as I once was. So it's like, that's not a place for me as much anymore, you know? So it's a beautiful place to live and raise a family, and I love being in Tahoe, but came down here and... I just started on my no days off. I brought one of my friends out from Vermont. I mentioned earlier in the story, Beeve, and he helped me for, 6 months. And it just realized that, he was missing his family and wanted to. And then, kept going, doing as much as I could, would bring in little help. Like, it wasn't like I was doing every little thing myself, but I was mixing everything, doing all the creating, and then I would bring someone in to help me package and label. Because, dude, I just couldn't do all the labeling and all the legwork and then do all the sales and do everything else. It was a lot. It was starting to add up. So after that, I, brought on a couple, and then started hiring a couple part-time people. I remember I had a great friend of mine, Caitlin, at the time. She's baked, come and help us for a little bit. And I'll never forget, because we would do handmade capsules, and every time she'd break the pipettes because of her nails. And Caitlin's been a longtime friend of mine. And, shout out if you don't know who She's Baked is, you need to, because she makes,
I've heard of them.
She makes amazing, her and her husband, GBR, do amazing work together.
Are they in Sacramento?
They were originally out of Sacramento, and they have been a lot of different places the last 5 years of doing stuff. They were with Shazam, but they do a lot of stuff. I think they just did something for Main Stage as well. I could be on their gummies. And it's just that she puts a lot of love and care. I mean, I'll tell you, man, she made my mom and Nana had her make a champagne strawberry cake, non-medicated, just cake for my birthday in 2017. And me and Nana were just forking that thing the next day, man. Like that, she makes amazing. Like Caitlin makes amazing stuff that's not just cannabis. Bro. If you ever need stuff for a birthday or anything, please hit her up. Yes, dude, she's amazing. And then so she was helping me, and then down below me, man, was this guy, and like this guy was just smoking. Like I would smell him, and I'd smell these things. I'd be like, it smells like a flavored blunt to me. I don't know. I think this guy needs some good weed in his life. So I'd be like, yo, bro, you want to come upstairs and smoke one? And he'd just look at me weird. And sure enough, I ended up meeting my right-hand guy. He lived right below me, man, in my old apartment. Dude. Yeah, and I just would see him home all the time because he would stay at home with his son throughout the day while his wife was working, and then he'd go work at night working, doing what he did. And I ended up bringing Jesse on part-time, gosh, 16, I started bringing him on part-time. He'd work for me from like, 9, 10 till like 3 or 4. And then he'd go work in the evening from like 5, 6 to like 11 or whatever,
Wow.
And finally, after a while, it was like, dude, what you're doing outside is not important. Like, your other job, we need you more here. I want you to be committed to this. I want to give you that. So I brought him on and trained him to, kind of be my right-hand guy. And Jesse's been with me, pretty much, besides a little bit of time that we took a break. He's been with me since 2016, man, and is,
oh, shit.
part
Still
of the heart
rocking
and
with
soul.
you?
Oh, yeah, dude. You ever
Nice,
seen the
bro.
guy with amazing beard? He's my right-hand guy, man. You've had to have seen him. He
I've probably
stays,
seen him. I just
he stays in
don't
the lab.
know.
He doesn't know a lot of, he doesn't come out, and go out to events a lot or anything. He's
doubt.
just, one of the hardest, most dedicated workers that, I've been able to meet. But so going
That's
back to
cool,
what I
man.
was telling you the story in 2016, when he started working for me, I was able to do something pretty amazing at the time. One of my best friends, Ben, that I was just telling you about Wergs, he had just gotten married. So this is pretty crazy. I was able to take a married man, and him and Kat had been together at this point, dating for like maybe 7 years. So they'd been together for a while.
Okay.
Fresh newlyweds. I move him out here.
With Solo or with the
Solo,
wife?
because Kat has an amazing job for Hasbro.
And Kat's your friend from high school.
Yes, so
Gotcha,
I went to,
gotcha.
she's a grade
So
older
she
than
doesn't
me.
hate
We
you.
both played hockey, okay?
You guys are cool.
Oh, yeah, we're great
Yeah,
friends
no
and
doubt, no
stuff.
doubt.
Like, they're both very close friends of mine. It's not like that's my friend and his wife, It's
For
like,
sure,
no,
they're
those
both
are
friends.
very, very close
Yeah.
friends of mine and have been literally a couple of the only people that could probably tell you have been out here since the beginning and have watched multiple parts of me growing this and doing this. Not someone who, like, thinks they know but really don't, that he's actually come out to visit me the most, shown me, been probably one of the most supportive friends, honestly, on that level. So anyways, I was able to bring him out here, dude, and that was tough I know on them a little bit, but he loved it and we had a great time, got to have a lot of fun. And then unfortunately, he had some health things that needed to get dealt with and ended up just going back. It wasn't that we had a falling out or anything, it's just it got to be too tough on a married couple, and it was, he went back and I kind of, kind of took things to another level after that. I appreciate all the time when he was out here with me. And that was kind of when we started doing a lot of different stuff and really started rocking with, doing the Jungle Boys collabs. And we were some of the first ones to ever get like their material besides other people to start doing like actually like
that's cool.
They would give me units of their stuff to grind up and make my flower tinctures back in the day, dude.
Shit.
It was really cool, man. So.
Wow.
Yeah, man, that was a lot of fun and was doing events back in the day too with Green Dog, Elliot and Drew have been great friends of mine, we had a mutual friend in Tahoe that basically was like, hey, Carter, I don't have my, and this is 2014, he said, I don't have my medical card, but if you do, you can get some flour from my buddies that have a delivery service. Send him my rec and ID. He's like, oh, dude, he knows you. He's on his way here. And I'm like, oh, cool.
Well, that works.
In walks through the door Drew. He's like, dude, you remember me? And that's how me and Drew reconnected again in 2014, and we just kind of did events together, and it was cool, man, because
You remember me from preschool?
Yeah, and it was funny, but what's so cool is, you've got two people that are doing two completely separate things, so it worked out for us sharing booths. They're into flower and doing all that, and I'm into the health and wellness thing.
Yeah.
All we do is support each other,
You're
know?
an easy booth, co-booth.
Exactly, dude, and we did a lot of that, and then I ended up doing my first couple chalices, actually, with Satori at the time, dude, which was my good friend DJ, another Carter, Mr. DJ, and also Will was his partner at the time. And DJ and Will were a part of OCX, who I met in the Trap in 2014 when I first came out here, and they were doing BHO out of places, and like, yeah, dude, it was pretty cool. So so we ended up splitting booths and doing our first chalices together, and that was really cool. And
tight.
yeah, man, it's a lot of fun, getting to do these first events with people that, are coming up with. And it's fun, man. You guys are all in it. You're all trying to build your businesses.
Truly.
You don't realize the start of things, man. And like, it's like, the beginning of these things, dude, how much they play a role in. But it's just cool when you look back at them, and it's a lot of fun, man, growing up with these guys and connecting with them.
Your generation, we'll call it your generation in the cannabis industry, the generation before us, you know what I'm saying? I was just saying because of entry points, like, legend, bro.
Thank you.
Legend. Like, all the people you came up with, Drew and Alien Labs and, Connected and, you know what I'm saying? Like all these And the list goes on.
And Ted, that's another great one, man. Ted and,
you and
his
Ted been
partner
friends
at
for
the
a long
time.
time.
Yeah, I've known Ted. So I used to have a really cool office and would make it a really easy place for people to meet, do whatever, when they'd come down here. And this is before we moved to our current licensed property. And Ted would just come by with, his wife or his partner, at the time. And, we just developed a great relationship. They showed me love. I tried to introduce their flower to anywhere I went, bro, traveling. I just have jars, Tyler and Ted they knew I love flour, man. I didn't want money, and so they would just come. They knew where my empty mason jars were in my lab, and they would, Tyler was always amazing, would fill up a few, and it's how I got to actually, funny enough, meet Taylor, from Blueprint, man.
Oh, no shit. Nice,
I've known
dude.
Taylor for many years as a youngin', and watching him come up with those guys, and he's one of the hardest working people that I've seen on that property.
Yesterday. Just seen him yesterday.
Yep,
Yeah.
He's honestly
Shout out to
watching
Taylor,
him
man.
grow up
T-Figs,
and
baby.
and watching him what he did for Alien Labs, but it was just really cool watching that back then, and then kind of watching a lot of those guys develop relationships and see who they've come into, and always got to shout out, and show love to what Ted's done, especially. He is on the forefront, and still to this day, nobody is doing it on the fucking merch game or on the fucking swag, bro, like he is, dude.
I tell him any chance I get, like, bro, you're an inspiration, bro.
Yep.
Like, you are what brand, like, you set the fucking the path for a brand, bro.
Yep.
Like, there ain't no money in flour in this shit, bro.
No.
But if you can figure out a way to create a dope merch line and get in fucking Zoomies, Ted.
I know.
Oh, man, my hat's off for you, dog.
It's so cool,
My
man,
wife's
and so
tired of me
proud.
talking about Ted. I'm always like, babe, but yo, Ted, this is what he did. She's like, I know, babe. You told me. He's in Zoomies.
He's in Zoomies.
I'm like, nah, you don't understand. He's like in 100+ stores,
Yeah,
bro.
it's just cool when you get to watch somebody kind of come up from that and get to that space
It's
and
so
kind of
dope,
do that.
bro.
And when they're
So dope.
when they're like how he is with stuff and look out for people and other
He
things,
does. He
it
always
makes
looks
it,
out, bro.
it makes it that much more enjoyable, because
Definitely.
we've seen other people in that light kind of get that and not be the same, and it's
he's one of us, man. One of us makes
Yep.
it, man. It's like, damn, you gotta salute it, bro.
No, it is. And so, from there, man, we basically, I was on there, and then I was actually on the licensed property that we are now as one of the first tenants there. I was one of the first 5 licenses to be granted in Sacramento,
Wow.
dude, due to us
No
just...
shit.
Yeah, man, because, we were on it at the beginning, and we didn't need, huge build-outs like a lot of these grows. I kind of moved into... I wanted a nicer area, but we were able to make it a lot nicer, you know what I mean? And it just didn't have like, it wasn't brand new, but it was still very nice.
Good structure.
All stainless steel, everything that you need to have a clean sanitary lab. And, some of the biggest compliments that I take pride in to this day when we get inspected by the DCC or whoever is that we have one of the cleanest facilities that people will come into. And I take pride, and that goes all the way back, shouting out to Nana, dude. You know what I mean?
Bro.
Nana didn't install those cleaning. Oh yeah, man.
Clean house, bro.
I have two weddings I've been to for my roommates and other people. I've literally been thanked by their wives or by family while they're giving
cleaning up and tidying up shit.
teaching them how to be clean.
No shit, bro.
Oh, one of my
shit.
roommates in
That's
college,
dope.
he wouldn't get any flour until he did his cleaning parts.
That's
man.
right.
You had to put in your work to get the enjoyments, man. It's come
Love
on,
that,
it's
bro.
one of those, JP.
I love that, man.
Hey,
and, yo, and shout out to the TJT facilities, fucking NorCal powerhouse, pumping out a lot of fire.
Yeah, and it's
behind a lot of brands, including mine, and a lot of other brands that don't rep TJT. Personally, how I think they should, but that's neither here nor there. But listen.
It
you
is,
got
and
some
it's
fire from NorCal.
It's cool, man. What's really cool is getting to
King
watch that
facility.
from the beginning, bro.
Yeah.
I've watched that ever since
Yeah, you
that
did.
was. I remember the first
did.
strains they were ever growing in that building, bro, were Finest and a few Connected. Funny enough,
Yep.
dude, they had like orange creamsicle, Durban Poison, Chem D. It was pretty
Sick,
cool, and
bro.
just watching where they've come today, man, is pretty impressive, and watching a lot of those guys grow on that property and grow as individuals and as, teams. And it really, you got to shout out to the people that give those platforms. And that's where I think, and shout out, I'm going to say it, shout out to Tom and Joe, man. A lot of people don't
the
even know who
owners, right?
they are.
The
Yeah, I
owners
was
of
going to
the
say,
building,
yeah, dude. And like those guys are, amazing, great guys. I've gotten to know those guys for years on a different level before any of that TJT stuff. And, there aren't many good people, I feel like, as many great people left in the industry, man, that really try to help people and give that platform. And,
It's true.
those guys. And one thing I love, is, they just, are always willing to give people or try and help with the start of those platforms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where those relationships and those endeavors go might not, who knows on sometimes, but at least, a lot of people wouldn't even give people those opportunities, and
sure.
that's where I think it's something that is really missed nowadays.
Yeah, definitely. Big up to them, man. We're going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
What's up, familia? Yo, check this out. I got to take a second to shout out my sponsor, the C.A.D brand. Thank you so much for the sponsorship. Here's where you can find the fire in California. The C.A.D brand can be purchased at Cookies Maywood, Cookies Woodland Hills, Cookies Sacramento, Lemonade Sacramento, Lemonade South Sac, Main Stage Sac and Davis, Zen Garden Wellness down in SoCal. You can get a Lemonade Van Nuys. So thanks again. See y'all back on the show. Let's dive into the licensed era versus the Prop 215 era, because I feel like, the part of the story we're in now is, we're past Prop 215, we're in the licensed era. So, what was your experience when it all transitioned over?
So basically we, I tried to do everything as much as I could by myself. So it definitely meant scaling up, small, man. So we've done everything. I take a lot of pride in being able to say, I don't have investors in C.A.D. I've created, and I've been able to manage this company all myself through the years, and really, that's something I take a lot of passion in. Bro. Thank you, buddy, because it's been a lot of work, and I've lost a lot more hair than I'd like to admit from being just, my age. But, it's worth it, man, when you don't have to answer to people and when you're able to do what you want to do for those people that work for you or are part of your team and not have to worry about anybody else saying anything. It makes it that much more worth it. So,
definitely,
we did all that, and, shout out to the people that really supported us during that time and made it possible for me to do that, by supporting C.A.D and buying products from us. I'll always appreciate them, especially, especially I know Kurt, my buddy, he tried to do what he could during that time and always supporting us at RCP at the time. And, all the PCF stores and connected, I've been really, had a great relationship and a lot of love and support from Caleb for years, dude.
Dope.
And,
Dope. You guys are always in that store. That's where you to get your product.
Yeah. So Caleb is someone that I'll always have the utmost love and respect for because, one thing he said to me that's always meant the world is, one of his favorite things besides giving, Connected or Alien Labs to people is giving, the gift of C.A.D. And it's meant the world to me to have the stories that I've heard from him putting my products in people's hands. So shout out to Mr. Counts and to Counts and to Connected
love to have
for
you
everything.
on the show too, big dog.
He's definitely someone who has a amazing story to tell, dude. And he's someone who also has a very big special place in his heart for Haze. And that's one thing I've always hit it with him.
I didn't know that. Shout out to them for bringing that Tom Hill Haze to the
dude,
market.
One of the best things I got to, you think that is, bro? One thing you didn't get to try that was in a pheno that I got to try from him that was amazing. The Chem D Tom Hill Haze was fucking amazing.
Yo, I did miss that one, bro.
Bro, that one never got it to the pheno hunts. It was just like their testers, dude. But they're doing some really cool stuff, man.
They didn't drop that in the small batch.
I don't think so, dude. They did that before. I got that from him when I got to meet up with him directly and Ted.
It's nothing like getting the jar from the guy.
No, it is, but I just don't think it made it. I don't think as many people liked it, and I think it takes a little bit longer on the flowering time, probably. Bro. But that Tom Hill GDP was really special and something that I
remember the day I smoked it, bro. I was on 5 headed north, and I rolled it in the parking lot like a little fucking weed nerd. I'm like, oh shit.
Yep.
Smoking on the way home up to 5. I'm like, yo, called a friend from the East Coast. You gotta call a friend from the East Coast.
Yes.
You gotta, yo, bro, I'm telling you, I found the piff, bro. It's not really piff, but yo, it's kind of like, it's giving me the feels, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And man, I remember that, man. I love when weed gives me an experience that I get to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly, man.
This is what I did when I smoked it. Yeah.
Yep. And that's how I get with a lot of stuff too, man. So I have, with me and Ben, I'll sit there and I'll get memories and I'll be like, yo, this takes me back to this time or this. And that's how I'm able to relate certain strains that I would get with certain times. And also nowadays when I get certain terps, bro. It really does help that memory. So
my life timeline is strains and songs.
I love
that's
that,
it, bro.
Dude. I'll never forget, bro.
That's it, bro.
Nori Styles P fucking Sour, dude, and literally sitting there, I'd call them Sour Hours and listening to that song on repeat over and smoking joint after joint after joint of sour, man. And there's nothing like that sour power, dude. And a lot of things that's missing, from it today is Exactly, dude. You just said it's that real dour, and that's
That
how
dour.
you know. And it also has a
We're
lot
the
of
only ones
skunk
to say
to
that,
it.
too.
And a lot of people don't have the skunk with it anymore.
Nah,
you know,
there's no
because it's
skunk,
got that
bro.
mass super skunk in it, which is
Yeah.
really what made it pop during that time.
Skunky,
I feel
bro.
like, you know.
That little, like the sour ain't got no balls these days,
Yep.
bro. It's got like this,
Well,
this
a
and
lot
that
of
skunk,
people
man.
passed around things, bro, that they thought were something that wasn't. I believe, you know, and that's
That
part of
too.
the problem with
That
certain
too.
things, you know. But going back to what you were saying about, you know, so we did all that through the license, and you know, kind of started operating, you know, and really getting onto the market, and you know, it was. It's been a lot of ups and downs since, you know, the license thing, but, you
Sure.
know, still really, really fortunate to be here and, you know, be doing things. You know, I had a big highlight with my, you know, Nana in 2019. You know, we were able to, when Nana wasn't feeling super well, she made a trip out here, which I still can't believe. I feel like she knew that something was going on, but didn't want to say. And
Got
she
you.
came out here in June of 2019 alone, dude. And I'll never forget, her flight got delayed, and I was in like, we had like some inspection that day or something, and I had to have my friend go all the way to Oakland to grab her, man, because she was supposed to come into SAC. This is, you know, Nana's 80 at the time, man.
Oh
so
my
it's not
God.
like
Yeah,
she's
she can't
just
like hop in a rental
Yeah,
and figure
so-
it out. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, so we go get her, and one of the big coolest things is me and Nana actually, one of my good friends, guy that you just had on the show, Ashok, actually, he owned the delivery service with the
yeah.
partners back then, Ganja Guru.
Get out of here. You was a part of that?
Well, no, so I wasn't a part of that, but me and Ashok were very close, and Ashok
cool,
let
man.
me post up at his booth with Nana, and we ended up winning. He got one of the best videos. Him, Dan Rebel Grown came all the way down to see it, and but if you don't know who he is, you need to. Unknown Prophet's done some amazing work. He worked close, I believe, with Josie Wales on he released the Gorilla Glue S1s, dude, back in the day, and had
Get
one of
outta
the
here.
gassiest
Okay.
glues I've ever smelt, man, was from
Greasy.
Thai. Greasiest
Them
and
motherfuckers
gassy.
are
Gassy,
greasy,
bro.
boy.
Like
God
straight.
Damn.
It was like, to me, the new age kind of sour in a way when it was done right,
Yeah,
you know?
bro.
And so anyways, from there, we're sitting there and we get called up on stage and we won, dude. We won the High Times Cup, and getting to share that
Let's
moment
go,
with my
bro.
Nana, and especially, you know,
Dog, that's
the last trip
crazy.
she was ever to make it out here, and we didn't know that.
2019?
2019, yeah. And then she was supposed to come out
Legend.
here in Thanksgiving, you know. I ended up, you know, getting a place for us, doing a lot of work in that short amount of time to try and move her out here. And she just ended up getting sick, man. And then right after my birthday in 2019, she calls me and asks me if I can come home for Christmas, that it's important. She tells me then that she was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. And I was like,
man.
fuck, man. I'm like, you know, 4 years after we lost Sarah, and
Yeah.
it's like, that's her daughter, her firstborn
daughter,
daughter, you know, and watching my mom, you know, lose her best friend, her sister, and now,
Yeah.
you know, having her mom be sick, which is like my Nana, which is everything to me. And it was
for
just
sure, bro.
really tough. So we started making her a lot of amazing medicine and doing whatever we could. And yeah, man, that was a journey. But we went home Christmas that year. I did, and I'll never forget, dude. I had overnighted one of my good friends, Arthur, with Mosey at the time. He had gotten these sweatshirts overnighted to me with C.A.D logo and Nana on the back, and so I literally grab all the grandkids and go downstairs, and literally, dude, we come up and we present to the family. And now it's so funny because you got
That's
like
legend,
Alexa
bro.
playing Christmas music in the back, and Alexa isn't. You got my mom just sitting there dancing a little turned up, and I'm like trying to present something to the family special. And I'm like, and Nana's like enjoying her cake. So I take Nana's cake out of her hands. I'm like, Nanny, I have something special. And I tell her, and I say, turn around. And at that point, all the grandkids turn around, and they all have the
Yo.
Nana's grease sweater on. And
So fire,
that
bro.
was so special,
Damn,
man.
you just
And
gave me
doing
the
that.
chills, that story,
and then,
bro.
you know, it was really cool.
I was
I was able to
grandmama's
get
boy,
this
for sure.
done for her, which is Nana, before she passed. So she had this there, and she loved
That's
this.
so cool,
Would have
bro.
this on her little, counter when people would come over, but people loved it, man. So, yeah, you know, was this the sour?
Sour. It's my East Coast brother.
Miss it, man. We got to find it.
We gotta find it. I'm gonna see if this dude come up off a cut, man. Get it to the right people. You feel me? Continue.
I have one that I'll bring up to you after, where I think there might be a possibility, but I don't
All right.
want to. I don't like speculating on a podcast, so I'll
For
talk to you
sure,
about
for
it
sure.
after. But
No doubt.
As I was saying too, but on that,
Man.
Green Dog and Drew, man, I will say that's this D1 that I got to try from him, man.
My boy
It was
Gino
the
told me about it, bro.
sour dub, man. They're doing something right with that, man. And it's
And he's in New York, and my boy Gino's from New York, so he's like, yo, I'm telling you, Green Dog got one. Because he works with him directly and shit. And I'm like, yeah, are you fucking serious?
Yep.
Yeah, he said it was a tester, so let me know when that's ready.
Absolutely, man.
That's exciting, bro.
So yeah, man, we ended up winning that cup, going home that that winter for that, and her cancer got worse, man, and then COVID started to happen, bro, and that was a huge change for all of us.
Yeah.
Sure, you had changes, everyone in the world, bro. And what sucked is Nana got so sick during that time, and she was doing really well on her regimen. They had her on something that I didn't like, and I was trying to wean her off that, and basically she was very stubborn. Nana lived in the same house, man, for 60 years, dude.
No
she
shit.
lives like,
wow.
Yeah, it's like
it's a lifetime for some folks, bro.
It's a very it's like a Hallmark type of town, man. It's called Waitsfield, Vermont, and it's literally it's a beautiful town. And she lived in that town her whole life. My grandfather built a lot of that town and the shopping mall with his construction company. So there's a lot of family history in that town, and I don't think she wanted to really move, but she didn't want to get life alert or anything. And my mom ended up going over there one Saturday and always called on the grocery store on the way over, and Nana wasn't picking up, so she rushed over there, and Nana had fallen going to the bathroom, and that was unfortunately the last time Nana ever woke up in her house, man. After that, she went to the hospital, and due to COVID, no one could go in there or anything, and she started getting much weaker. Her stomach was getting so bad that they needed to do surgery, but were worried that it could possibly kill her. And so that was every day, especially because, we're out here, man, they're 3 hours ahead of us. So it's like my family is trying to be respectful, but it's like every day though, by noon, I was getting some hard news, dude. Ended up, she's getting really tough. And then she ended up getting out of there, but she needed to go to hospice. It was that bad. And so I went on Gold Belly with her and was like, what do we need to get? So me and Nana, we went to go every summer almost. We went up to go to Maine and get lobster. We just, that's like what you do on the East Coast, things like that. Yeah. And, I ordered everything for her, dude, that I could on Gold Belly, dude, and had it delivered. And my mom's allergic to lobster, but she would put on gloves and make Nana's little lobster grilled cheese things. They were frozen ones or whatever I got from some company in Maine, but just whatever we needed to do for her. And then also at the time, Drew's family or close friends, his mom owns an amazing catering company, Cloud9 in Vermont, and his brother is a part of that now, and his brother Steven is an amazing gifted chef. I mean, I know you're Italian, so me saying this is a big point, but some of the best Alfredo from scratch I've ever had was from Steven,
Oh, shit, bro.
He ended up making a few things for Nana, which was very special, and dropping it off, and just, people really showed out for me during that time, man. And then unfortunately, she got really sick, bro, and I knew it was getting bad, so I'm really lucky that, when I started getting a company phone years ago, I just added another line with an old iPhone for $10 just or whatever is a month, just in case I ever needed to just have a phone, and not be bothered. And so lucky, man, because I literally got on FaceTime, and I was on FaceTime with Nana for her last, I was on that FaceTime for 46 hours, bro. What? And was literally on FaceTime with her until she took her last breaths, dude, with my mom and my brother in that hospice.
You was out here on FaceTime? Oh, my God,
yeah,
man.
bro, that was one of the toughest things.
I just want to get up and give you a hug right now,
that was
bro.
very tough,
man.
bro. That was one of the toughest things, man.
I'm glad that you were able to do that, bro.
That was tough, man. It was like, having her on Bluetooth, dude, because her breathing was so crazy at that point where it's like, I'm sleeping, bro, JP, but I have a Bluetooth speaker next to me on blast so I can hear her breathing. And it's you see the nurses come in and they'll come up and wave to me and just thank me for everything. And I will tell you a couple funny stories. They would call it Nana's woo-woo.
You're gonna make me cry on my show, bro.
No, I'm going to tell you a funny story now before on this.
Dude,
Nana
give me some comic relief, please,
Nana
man.
would call it her woo-woo. So we call her up and Nana would be like, Nana's woo-wooed. And I'd be like, Nana, how much tincture did you take? Took enough. And the nurses would complain to my mom that she was too lit. And then the worst thing was she had Rasta cream. And then someone gave me for some creams back in the 215 some live resin, and I just had it chilling. And I was like, you know what? I'll make a homemade salve for her. Well, bro, I put a lot of menthol and shit, but with a live resin, dude, that's very terpy. When you use it as a salve, it would come out and bro, I had the Rasta cream for her, everything. And they brought
shit.
that one cream to hospice. So like the nurses were telling me, and I wouldn't understand. They're like, yeah, she smells like heavy weed. I'm like, how does she smell? None of my products like that we make out here. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, but it was like one specific one I had made just for her is like something like crazy strong, dude, like 5,000 milligrams or something insane, bro. And like, it was a bigger jar, but yeah, something really strong, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Rightfully so.
Because when you're making this for your families, bro, that's all you know what to do, man, is to put more passion and love that you can into this. So, yeah, man, that was really tough. And after that, man, you know, I devoted, I mean, I was really lucky during that time to ask her what things she loved, dude, you know, take a list of things so I could keep going for her, you know, like, you know, it'll be, you know, tomorrow is actually would be Nana's 83rd
Yeah, man. Happy birthday to Nana,
Yeah,
man.
happy birthday to Nana. We're going to live it up for her tomorrow. But, you know, what's so cool is it's been, you know, it'll be, unfortunately, it's crazy. It'll be 3 years in May, man, since she passed. And it doesn't feel like that, but we're still coming out with new stuff for her. We'll get into this, but this is a brand new Nana's Ultimate Unscented, which is something great for patients and people that have any allergies and, you know, have those kind of surgeries where they can't use essential oils or things like that because they're very sensitive, and that's why we wanted to make something very strong for those patients to help with relief, but also not have any kind of essential oil problems or anything that might be, you know, not great for open cuts or wounds or things like that, you know?
There you go. Dope, bro.
So anyways, man, that was, you know, that was something really hard to go through, man, but you know, I literally used that, you know, I used that time to really kind of do what I wanted to do in honor of Nana. You know, I got shirts made for her. I got these beautiful patches done.
Those are so nice, bro.
And pins. And unfortunately, you know, we've done little things for her. You know, every day I have Nana on me. I always keep this down, but this is actually Nana in here, bro. This is a urn, and Nana was a huge turtle fan. So Nana is with me every day, bro.
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah, so we never had a service for her, bro. That was the other hard part is that, you know, so I had all these patches made and all these things. And because of COVID getting, you know, all the restrictions in Vermont was very strict back then, you know, because it was
no services. There were
no
like
services.
Zoom and shit.
Yep. And so we didn't end up doing one. We did a little celebration for her, but, you know, I got all this stuff. So I always just, you know, I try to live life as much as I can for her, you know, and think of the things that she would want and not try and dwell on those things. I'm very lucky, you know, that I got to do so many amazing things with my grandma and my Nana, and not a lot of people would get to even ever experience those things. You know, I don't feel, you know, that many people can say they created a whole line with their Nana. Like most people think Nana's this, you know, made up character almost, you know, and I remember even from the shirts, and like, I remember someone, when we won the cup, they were like, holy shit, she's real. I'm like, yeah, dude, she's real, man. This is like, this is my family. Bro. This is my Nana, dude. This isn't no like gimmick or some, you know, made up shit to help sell products. This is like, me and Nana had these dreams, had these goals, man. And this is like more important to me than meeting Wiz or any of the other, you know, idols that I looked up to and met. Like, this is like, you make a dream with your family. You sit there and go over your goals, you know, just fantasy island type shit, and you make it a reality. Like, that's
congratulations to you, man, for
thank
doing
you, brother.
that.
And that's the most meaningful stuff to me, is being able to do stuff with my family. When I won 4 awards at Chalice in 2017, I got the most chills and everything that I ever got, because I go up on stage, brother, and I have my mom on this arm and my Nana on this arm, you know, and had all my friends from SAC there supporting me. Green Dog, you know, Deep was there, you know, Kurt Stewart Doinks a lot was there, and a ton of other people, dude. But I just never forget where the video camera is. I see those guys just celebrating as we did, and like, they didn't even tell me what I won, bro. All they said, Dougie's on the mic. He's like, can Carter please come on up on stage? And I didn't even realize what I won at the time. I got on and they start telling me, they hand me the mic, and I'm just like, okay. And it was just something so honored. I couldn't have cared what I won, but to see that and then look down at like a legend in the game, like Mila Hash Queen and Frenchie Cannoli at the time, and see them there looking. And Mila was it. You could see Mila just, you know, she thought it was so cool that I had my mom and my Nana there, you know. And keep in mind, these are women in 110-degree desert weather. We don't deal with that shit well, JP, being from Vermont, man. I'm sitting there buying waters for them to hold on their head, dude, and pour on them in the sun. It was different, bro, you know? So anyways.
Thank you for sharing that experience, man.
Yeah, man.
As a grandma's boy myself, I lost my grandmother in 2002. And, she was in Phoenix, I was in Jersey. And, like, we didn't have FaceTime then. So, like, to to experience that story with you and how you were able to like really see her off from across the country, bro. Like, I'm like, oh God, that would have been so nice, you know, like that fucked me up. That one fucked me up, bro. You know what I mean? I'm sure like you dealt with some similar emotions.
I
You know what
did,
I
man,
mean?
but you know,
And you
I gotta say one thing. I'm really lucky. It's not a great thing, man, but you know, we get so overwhelmed and so busy and consumed in this industry sometimes that you know, it's. I can tell you this, dude. My mind's keeping busy, man. You know, I'm
Yeah,
able to,
yeah.
and also I just,
Gotta
you know,
keep
I
busy,
realized
bro.
after that you gotta fill shoes. You know what I mean? It's like you know, so I don't want to go back too much into all these unfortunate things, but it's like with my aunt when she passed, man. So. Bro, my family asked me to come home. It was like not good for her. It was around Easter in 2015, and she was on, you know, not doing well, man, on getting brought home. She was at gosh, if I pronounced the name wrong, I apologize, but I want to say it was Sloan Kittery, which is a really big cancer hospital in New York, and I could be saying it wrong or something like that. Does it sound familiar to you, maybe?
No, I don't
Okay, but it was a cancer hospital in New York. So that's where she
Sure.
was. She had just celebrated her 50th birthday.
Whoa.
And my mom came out to visit me for the first time a week after, and it was a mess. And so 2 weeks after that, she's doing really bad, and I got brought home, man, and I'm in JFK. She's getting on a hospice, kind of mobile, like, you know, car or whatever it is
Yeah.
to be brought home. And,
Yeah.
dude, I get to New York, call my family, everything's good. My mom and Nana are at the shop. And then I get a call back from my stepdad. And my stepdad's like, I'm going to need you more than I've ever need you before. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I just talked to you. And my aunt passed away in those 20 minutes, dude. They were trying to load her up on the car, man. And so I went home, which was supposed to be our last, you know, Easter together. And like, it was pretty crazy, man, because my Nana wouldn't leave. Nana was very dedicated when she went to my mom's salon to get her nails, her routine done. And
Yeah.
they got my mom out of there, lucky, and said it was an emergency and needed her. But my Nana was like not leaving. So I had to literally call the ladies up and be like, hey, you need to get Nana out of there back to the house, you know? And so that was really tough,
heavy,
man.
bro.
And like, you know, I think it made me put shoes on after that I didn't know what I was going to have to fill, but I didn't have time to sit there. And, you know, I had to take care of everyone. And that's how I felt after
Yeah.
Nana, you know, it's like, that was my person, man. That was one of my closest people in the world. I talked to
Yeah.
Nana every day, man, you know, and
So, bro.
I still, you know, have those, you know, memories. And I'm so lucky to have those voicemails and those things. And, but you know,
that's
dude,
so nice, man. To hear
So-
the voice after they go.
yeah,
you
dude,
know?
and just be able to do those
Yeah.
things. You know, I still got great videos
Trips
on
you out.
IG, dude,
Yeah,
from her.
it's
You know,
beautiful,
it's just you gotta live. I feel like living in the positive memories will help you
course, man,
with those
of
things
course.
more than anything.
My grandmother wrote 4 Italian cookbooks, you know what I'm saying? They're still in rotation. So I get to cook with her when I cook, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like so, yeah.
That's why you're so
4
big
Italian.
on the sauce.
Yeah, I've been making sauce since I was 9 years old.
man.
Yeah. I got pictures of me in my underwear with an apron on cooking sauce in my
That's
aunt's
so
kitchen,
cool.
bro. Yeah, man, it's like, yeah, so you gotta, to your point, you gotta hold on to the positive and like, you know, because you can go on a negative spiral with that shit, you know what I'm saying? Because it's sad, you know?
It is.
But, you know, there's so much good to think about and keep their name alive. So that's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing, man. You got all the merch. Like, Nana's out here. She's outside, bro.
She is.
She's
man.
got, you got it all.
She
everything.
is, and you know, one thing I take a lot of pride in, man, is we give
beautiful,
we
man.
give a lot of that stuff to the people. I mean,
Cool,
anyone
man.
who wants to, but just in general, it's really cool. And the legacy that she was, and to have met so many people out here,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, not being out here for so long and stuff.
Met the
There
legends.
you go. That's a good catch, my
That's
brother.
a good catch, brother.
That was, dude.
Catching that shit
Yep.
across the top now. That's what's up, man. Well,
Yeah.
what's in the works now, bro? Like, what's the next 5-10 years looking like? What's the goals?
No, man, we're just.
brand mission?
I know there's always goals, and you got to think of the future. I like to take it one step at a time. Now I feel
That's
like
cool.
you know,
Nothing wrong with
trying
that,
to
bro.
plan too much is. But we have our goals. You know, I definitely want to have It's for me. It's about paying homage and respect, and I want to have my products. Sooner than later. Back in Vermont, we already have some hemp products back there, but
Nice,
just
dude.
be able to have the products and help back there with such
cool.
a new industry up and coming. I have some great friends back there that I'd love to do some stuff with, and family, and really out here, man, just kind of trying to keep providing those the quality, compassion, and care that we've put into our products,
Yeah.
and keep that going, and expanding organically, dude. I'm not trying to be the biggest whatsoever in California.
Sure.
I want to be able to make great products that work and are making an impact on people's lives. And that's first and foremost. You know, I don't care if this is legalization now. I always look at the people that use these products as patients, you know, and things like that. I'm working on a couple new things which are cool. We're about to release our Nana's Ultimate Unscented, which is going to be the unscented grease I was telling you about, which is 1,000 milligrams THC, 500 CBD per 2 ounce. So very strong, strong, and going to be at a nice price for the milligrams. And you know, trying to put something out there. And, you know, I feel like a lot of these the problem is with what we make, man, and the products, since COVID and a lot of the things, a lot of our raw ingredients and essential oils, like, have gone up in price. Like some of our essential oils that are so organic and hard to source now, it's almost like almost $1,000 for just a 1 ounce bottle of essential oil, which is really insane amount when you know how much you have to use for products. So
what was it before?
Before it was about $6 for some of them. And then some of them are a lot less, but these are like higher end things that I make with, you know, my Nana and some of the higher end flower ones, you know. Rose, you need a lot of rose petals to make a little rose bottle. People don't understand it's about 40, 50 pounds just to make an ounce bottle or something around that. I could be a little off, but something around that if I have it correct. I have all these stats down, dude, but it's been, you know.
So you'd be buying big turkey bags of rose
No,
petals,
we can't, dude.
bags?
Nope. It's about finding the right source, man, and something. Because here's what's crazy, dude. Since we've gone into this testing, you know, and stuff, and when I started testing essential oils, funny enough, the most expensive essential oil besides plumeria, which is in some of our Nana's tropical and Hawaiian products and stuff, one of the most expensive essential oils I was buying at the time in 2018 when this one's legal and you just had to start doing all this in-depth testing, had more pesticides in it than anything else. And that's what's crazy. So we had to call out a huge company back then, you know, and it's like, you know, it wasn't consistent because here's what's weird, man. Had 3 batches of that rose oil because they were made in such small batches over time that I had, and only that one. The other 2 were fine. So it was just whatever they sourced for roses that time. So it just made us have to start doing such higher testing, you know, and stuff. Because what's crazy is you're so consumed now, you know, with making sure that your cannabis, you know, is what's testing clean and everything. Most people don't understand that it could be another ingredient for you know, another one is beeswax. We used to use really high-end organic beeswax in a lot of our products, man. And now it's a lot better. But there was an issue in 2018 at one point, dude, where it had a pesticide. I believe it was Kumafos was the pesticide.
Really?
And
why would they put that on? Why would that be near beeswax?
That's what it was. There was a couple different speculations on it, but to not get too deep into that, we started using organic carnauba wax and have never had a problem since, you know? And so it's just little things like that, man, that you kind of, you know, have to kind of switch around or be ready for, because it's a lot more that goes into my stuff than just, you know, especially the high-end creams and different things than just the cannabis component, you know, and things like that. And then another thing is, so I, you know, I'm very well known for C.A.D and everything. Another company that I've been working on, you know, for a few years now that I started actually in 2013, but kind of got overtaken, was just the essentials line. Like I was starting to tell you at the beginning of this with making the candles and all that. So kind of gone back a little bit of that. And I still do it more as it's a small business that I still look at as a hobby, man, because I don't want it to take over. You know, I want it to still remain fun and organic. So I'm getting ready to come out with this, which is in honor of my mom. So this is Anne's Best right here.
Nice,
and this is a very high-end luxury face and body moisturizer. So my mom has terrible eczema, and we wanted to create something that could really help with that, and something that she could really stand behind in her salons, you know, not be out of the cannabis world. And this has a really nice pump bottle on it. It's something that we've been working on for years that we are just coming out with now, you know, and so it's really special to us, and we're excited to put that out there and get ready to, you know, launch that coming out.
That's fire, bro.
Yeah, man.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, dude.
That's cool, man. Fuck, bro. What a story.
It's a lot of, you know, man, it's, you know, when you look back on it, it's definitely, it's been a lot of hard work and dedication, but it's been a lot of fun, man. I mean, it's been a lot of stress too, man, and a lot of, you know, unfortunate times, but I like to, you know, I like to look at the good times, man, because I feel like those are the things that keep you pushing. And, you know, at the end of the day, man, the way I look at it, we're still here. And that's, you know, a huge thing right there,
Every
man.
day's a gift, bro.
Yep. 100%, man.
Every day's good. Well, congratulations on your success, your journey,
Thank
and
you,
where you're
man.
headed, man. I love it.
And it just really goes back to the team too. I really want to, really shout out, Jesse for being, the heart and soul next to me for years, man. And, putting in, all the hours of work and dedication and, putting that passion and love, which has taken a lot extra, out, and Carlos, he's been with me, we have a very small team, and, he's been with me, for a year and a half and is, great guy and, and a good buddy DJ that we just brought on, which I'm so lucky. And, it's really cool, man. I met Casey and HB. I met Casey randomly having to give a tour for the person that owned that suite. And, we just hit it off and, I could just tell he had a passion for stuff and we just kind of,
sure does.
Yeah, hit it off. And then him and HB just started hanging out a little bit and becoming friends, not doing anything together, just kind of helping. I introduced them to the connoisseur kind of stuff in different strains and we got excited and we just started kind of building something organically and we started talking about doing something together at the end of 2021. We met at my house in 2022 and kind of started and we've done a bunch of meetings and a lot of things to put things together, man. And people don't even understand. We're not even there yet, man. We're there. They aren't ready for Cadre, man. It's gonna.
They're making
Cadre's
waves.
doing a lot of stuff for other people right now, but you wait until they start doing things for themselves,
here's
man.
Here's the thing, man. Like, they're cultivating some fire pizza. Some
they are
good pizza, and they're winning awards, man. Like, shout out, man. They just won. For the BTY Fresa in Spain for Eagle Clash, took home second.
A really close friend of mine, Al Organics, and Al grows probably some of the best craft cannabis, honestly, on that small batch scale right now. Him and my buddy HD are probably two of the best when it comes to that. There's a few others, but just people that are my good friends that I see regularly.
Yeah, sure.
I can't speak.
Regularly.
Yes. And they are doing an amazing job. And something me and Al always talks about, always talk about, it goes back to the farmer, okay? And it goes back to the starting material. And I feel like a lot of people lose that. And that's one thing I've been able to watch Cadre do. I always thought they did great work, man, but watching them now get to really have fun with some strains and actually grow some pretty cool strains, you see what it is, man, and it's something really cool and different, and it's something that I really appreciate, and getting to see all those guys, I mean, it's really cool to be where we are, man, and have great people around, and, those guys, and the Green Dog team, and the Blueprint team that's, getting to see those guys and, 530 and Perfect Union and, our good friends Artisan, I've been working with them for a while. And
I'm
great
with them now.
Yeah. Are you good, man? Great people, man, over there, they do a great down and it's just,
with distro, man.
Yeah. And, working, also I'd like to, we have great collabs that we do for shout out,
dogs.
Yeah, we got some really cool things in the work, man. We've got some really cool,
for sure.
We got some cool original things that I'm going to leave a little quiet right now that are back around, but I'm bringing back some really cool things that I feel like have been lost, man. And I'm excited, couldn't tell you, and how honored I am to have great people be putting them out, man. And, we're going to keep, striving for greatness at what we do at C.A.D and taking it one step at a time, man, and just kind of building organically, man. You don't know what to expect in this industry as much anymore. It's just you can't predict. I'd love to tell you, I'd love to speculate and tell you 5 to 10 years from now. And sure, I have some plans and stuff like that, but it's a
hard answer.
It is, man, for me. I used to always be like that, and I feel like in the last year I've just been trying to take it, day by day. Obviously, planning certain things because you have to. There's certain things you have to plan
keep
for,
the plan and the mission alive.
Yeah.
But listen, folks, don't sleep on this dude. This guy is a keeper of strains. He's got a fucking wild closet full of genetics. I'm telling you.
It's it's just
and
something I've been
it's
very
impressive.
passionate about.
And it's
for years.
like the strains are all over, but it ain't just candies, it ain't just gas. Like the shit's all over the place. Shit that you want to see crossed. Like, yeah, bro, he's got some shit, man. Congratulations for you.
It really, thank you, brother.
For doing the work, bro.
It really goes back to, man. We gotta give it out to again, man, and shout them out. But people like amazing breeder and just great, amazing friend of mine.
Yeah, bro.
dude. And, also, some people like Archive Fletcher doing
hell
amazing work, dude, on what he's
I want to
done.
get him
I've
on the
watched.
show so bad, bro. Archive, what's up, big dog? What's up, Fletch? Let's go. Let's run it real quick.
Man, I have
Where's
to
he
get
at?
him.
Oregon?
Yeah,
Oregon?
I think Oregon and Washington. So
I'll
you got to
get
get him a plane ticket. Yeah, I was just
bro.
gonna say, you get him a
plane
plane
ticket,
ticket, you might, dude. But
Fucking legend, bro. My mom runs his gear in Jersey,
Yeah.
bro. Anytime anybody hits
and
me for
one
seeds,
one
I always
person
send
that's
his
always
way.
trying to do new stuff, but look at old stuff too is definitely Green Dog, man. Drew's definitely
Hell yeah.
trying. He's always been passionate like me. It might not be with the market, he's very smart at what he does, man. And I always will give that to him, man. But where his heart is with stuff, dudes like me, man, we love our green fucking weed, man. Like, don't get me
Same.
wrong, some good purple out there,
Same,
but
bro.
it's like, bro, if you're gonna see like, this is like what I
just
got
smoked some-
excited today to bring and show
Oh,
is
let me
like,
see something, bro.
the Nana Sunset Haze, dude.
Oh, let's go, man.
And the OG Nana,
Oh, man.
which is a great, cut from one of my buddies, man, which is a 97 OG
Oh,
that's been
wow,
getting
bro.
circulated around for a while. And like, it's more of a gas with a little bit more
It's a fucking
earthiness
time
kind
warp,
of tone.
bro. Yeah.
And what I'm really all about
Dope.
for it, which I
Dope.
can't wait, is a gassier OG,
Mind if I
which
roll
will
a
be
joint
coming.
now?
Dude.
that's
Always welcome,
that's
brother.
too good, bro. Not to roll something real quick. You feel me?
Dude,
With some
we got
Nana's
you, bro.
haze in the air, real
Yeah.
quick.
Right for Nana, man.
Yeah, bro.
And it's just, dude, it's something that they do a
Something
great
special,
job
bro.
in. You don't see
Something
haze
special.
that's filled out. And like,
Yeah.
I put this in front of so many people's face where they're just like, you know what I mean? Is that enough?
Yo, that's perfect, bro.
And you just get people excited to see, wow, dude, there's actually some
Something
real
different.
haze back.
Some real
I had a
haze.
good friend of mine
Yeah.
that I've let try a number of things through the years, and he tried this the other night, and he said, C.A.D, that's probably one of my favorite things I've ever tried from you, man.
That's cool.
Next
That's cool.
to some of the small batch from
Yeah.
Al, little things,
Yeah.
and other people, it's like really is, dude, and
It's dope, bro.
yeah, man.
Well, let me ask you this, bro,
Hmm?
because I want to dive into some questions. I'm very curious your answers. From being an OG in the game, and I'd love to hear your viewpoints. What are some cannabis myths that you can debunk, or what are you calling bullshit on out there? What are you seeing out there that's absolute?
Well, I really
Fugazi.
think the whole you are the keeper of the fugazi, though.
Fugazi. Yes, sir.
Man, one thing I see, man, is a lot of people kind of faking the funk and doing what they have to do to kind of sell something and not staying.
Renaming, re-rocking.
Renaming, re-rocking, not always. Well, here's the thing, bro. There's certain things, dude, that I feel like are needed to be like that, I'm sure, because of some people, bro, don't want somebody that they've built a great strain off and have a great name, like a small batch scale, to be ruined, unfortunately, on a commercial or something like
Yeah.
that. So they might ask for something not to be called the same or
Yeah.
something. But I think that, but I feel like a lot of people aren't really true and honest to the people that they're necessarily working with all the time, and they're trying to kind of, I hate saying it, but almost like, it's a word people hear from me, but kind of they're like, they're swinging, bro, from where they can, from ship
Yeah.
to ship, dude, and
Yeah.
trying to, they aren't staying or people got to do the best of what they need to do for themselves, but I feel like people aren't staying true to what they really, sometimes are trying to do for their brand or things like
Yeah.
that. And that's one
Yeah.
thing that I see. And then going back to your, what you asked to get, I really think that, dude, I mean, I'm trying to do it one step at a time, man, when it takes a great team like Cadre and other great people. I know Drew from Green Dog and that whole team, Elliot Keegs and all those guys are trying to do it too. And, I'm sure even, Jordan and those guys at Blueprint a little bit, but I know that, we are really trying to at Cadre and Green Dog, and I'm sure there's other people I'm not thinking of. I know Connected's trying to do, and Alien, a bunch of different stuff, but kind of get back into the green weed, dude, and some of the original stuff that we missed, dude. I feel like all this purple, these, it's not even the gelatos, man, because a lot of the different gelatos were really cool at one point, man, but I think all this candy shit now needs to just die the fuck down and really need to kind of,
Fucked out.
it's just,
You
it's
heard it
sad,
here,
man,
folks.
because it's like,
It
you
is, bro,
see
'cause
all
you're
this
missing
stuff
out.
and it's
You're
like,
missing out.
it's amazing looking, it's great, but the translation is shit, dude. And it's like, if people just want to buy pretty weed, that's great, but it's like, it's so cool. And for me, it's still, it means the world just to even see your reaction on that Sunset Haze. Yes, it goes to who the work is from, but it's like, That's something different. That's not out there. I've been able to show
not
that
out there, no.
to some of the biggest names in
out
this industry, dude, and have them go on different podcasts and mention it. And I
this
don't need
is- they
I don't
like-
need anything with my name. I don't want my name necessarily with that. What I want always
They talk
credited
about-
to that is I want ABF, who created that strain,
Does that
dude,
stand for something?
always be flowering.
Okay, got it.
Yep,
got it,
and
got
he's
it.
great.
Just wanna
Look him up
remember
on IG,
ABF.
doing amazing work. He's done a ton of old
heard of
school.
him.
He's done a lot
heard
of
of him
work
through
with the
you, matter of
original Sherbert, man, and like also
tight.
done a lot of tricks crosses. He's doing a
tight.
bunch of. I'm not gonna, blow up his spot on anything new he's working on, but all I can just tell you, dude, is he's working on some really, really cool things right now, dude. I mean,
Well, I come to find
one of my buddies I got to have link up with him, and he got a couple samples, and he's got this banana OG sunset sherb, and he just was going on. He's like, "C.A.D, this is like this crazy strain you got in 2012 that you wouldn't let go. You'd only smoke with people, crossed to the best buttery sherb you could ever imagine." It's like, it's funny. He explained to me like Pineapple Express. He's like, imagine if they fucked and had a baby. He's like, this is Words explaining it to me. He's like, this is what you'd have. And I'm like, Ben, I don't get very jealous when I'm on FaceTime out here and you're on the East Coast of what you're smoking on, but I'm very jealous right now and I need to be there. So I'm excited for that. But I think, man, going back to your original thing, I think a lot of that, man, some of these myths, I think there are some great purple strains and great things people are working on. Like I know some people are trying to, and Ted's done a great job with it, trying to bring back different perps and different things like that, man. And that's cool,
the
man.
great vape line
yeah,
they were doing.
dude, just
Yeah, that whole line was dope.
that real good
Yeah.
perp, that soapy perp taste, that Urkel taste, just things that are missed,
They did one with Biscotti two emeralds ago. It was fucking fire, bro. Fucking fire. Yo, they did a haze, Tom Hill Haze times Melonade.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fucking nuts,
Dude,
bro.
they've done
Mouth
some-
coating terps like you wouldn't fucking believe.
I know, dude. They're doing some really cool work, man.
They're getting into the old shit with the new shit. This is a good segue to my next question, actually. What are your check marks for quality cannabis? What's all your check boxes?
For me, it's really about honestly, it goes to taste, effect, and I love looking at structure. But that's only can play a role so much because I can't tell you how much amazing weed like that I thought was looked amazing and smelt unreal and was. As I refer to, and some of my good friends do, cardboard terps. You know what I mean?
Terps,
Too?
yeah, cardboard dominoes terps.
So, I would really say, man, it has to do with translation effect. Like this checks for me. It's great how it looks. It's great that it's actually greasy weed and it's actually got amazing, terps going on it. But it's like the smell, the effect, man, when and the taste when you're smoking it, dude. These are things that I feel like make something very special, dude. And it's like, that's one thing why that's so special to me. But how it smokes, when you're smoking, because I'm going to tell you right now, dude. So Forum Cookie, the real Forum Cookie, you don't see as much anymore, right? So I have a really cool craft friend, and it was not burning as white as a lot of stuff was. And I've seen that happen with cookies a few times from other grape growers where everything else in the garden is burning bone white, man. But here's the thing, dude. This stuff was smoking phenomenal, tasted great, and I had somebody who didn't like it wasn't white ash and put it out, and it was something I only had a very little bit of, and I was really bummed out because I'm like, it really is something that's still smoking great. So I don't think the ash component has everything to do with stuff at all. I do think it plays a role to a certain degree, but I don't think that's the answer whatsoever, and I think that's wrong of people to judge so much on that. I do think if you're smoking something that's burning like charcoal and tastes like shit, then you're probably not going to be enjoying that, and that's probably something not great, But I'm really lucky too, man, to have such great friends around me and great people that cultivate and grow amazing stuff and really get it out there, with the QCs that they stand behind as well, man. But I really, I really smoke for flavor, man. How something is smoking when it's burning. Yeah, dude, I love good terps, man. I like a lot of really unique stuff. And if you had to ask me a few of my favorite strains, dude, I'm gonna tell you, Super Silver Haze.
Okay, that's coming. Let's do that now, because you're on a fucking roll. Top 3 strains, go.
Bro, you can't do that to a connoisseur, man.
I got you.
Because I'm probably
shoot me the list.
I mean, here's the thing,
we're gonna go in. But
I used to have 2 spice racks of different flavors on my desk in 2009 and 10. Man, I have been a flavor, man, for a long time,
So-
and I
so
love
hit
different.
me with your top 10, bro.
I mean,
And
in
then-
its proper day, that strawberry diesel, I'd do anything for that nowadays. The super silver haze, because it's very close to the sunset, but that was just like unreal. And then, man, bro, it's like,
Can you tell me what the terps are like on Super Silver Haze? Because I feel like I never got a good batch of it. So I was never looking for it. Like, it kind of hit where I was
so
at
it's
kinda
like
late.
that everything that you're smelling in
that
that
sunset.
sunset haze, but take away the little bit of gassiness from the sherb and maybe the little bit of butteriness. So you know how you get a little bit of I almost like to refer in the best way possible, a little nail polish smell probably from that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's one of the strongest terpenes you can encounter, JP, where it's like so over haze dominant and obnoxious, but like best way to describe it too is that it's like taints anything you put it in, bro. So you cannot put any like weed in a silver jar, like straight silver that wasn't silver. It'll make that weed. And so when I would go to parties back in college and other things, I'd bring like, you don't need to bring 10 jars with you, dude. I'd bring like a mason jar and put 10 things in it. I could put 8 grams of one thing, 4 grams of another, and 1 joint of silver, so a gram, and that whole jar would smell like silver. To this day, brother, I've never had anything smell that obnoxious. Even jars 2 years after I moved out to California, just brought the jars as memories with me.
Yeah.
You'd still get, it was a little, you could tell a little vintagey in there, as I like to say, but it was like, it was there, brother. It was something that was really fucking amazing. And it was something that I was able to take to every person through my time and like get them on that as they weren't haze people, man. And it was the effect from that was like unlike any other weed. It's like,
What was the effect like?
Oh, bro.
Uplifting, like you out
energetic,
right?
but like you're hit.
And are you racy at all? Like
A
paranoid?
little bit, but it was like the high would last longer than anything else. Like that
Okay.
was probably some of the strongest overall flower that in just ways, not knockout shit, but it was like you as a sativa, but it would keep you going for like, you'd feel it for like 3-4 hours sometimes, depending on what it'd be perfect joint to smoke before going on a long drive or something like that.
Word.
And
Nice.
that's
I like
what's
it.
cool. Yeah.
So now here comes.
then- yep.
No, go ahead.
No, you go.
Here comes the hard question. Now you gave me your list.
I didn't give you a third though, and that's what I'm on.
No,
so
no,
it's
no.
like,
No, we're gonna format this because you got to give me your favorite old school,
thank you.
favorite new school,
Thank you. Cause that's,
and desert island. Something you're stuck with for the rest of your life.
okay.
Hit me.
Old school, man. Fuck, man. Making this
Told you
really
these are hard
fucking
questions,
hard,
bro.
man.
Sorry, dog.
It's like I want to, the sour and the strawberry are right there, man, because I feel like those are, but it's like I want to think different. It's like the silver haze is something so special. So it's like, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to give you 4 on this because I'm going to. Okay, I'm sorry.
Hit me.
For old school.
It's all good, bro.
The strawberry diesel, the double strawberry diesel, that was amazing and something that is in my brain a decade plus later and I'd do anything for. The real deal sour diesel that I would wait, that would get the pizza delivery guy to just deliver the pizza and know in the room that was closed in the other section that it smelled like dour in the place. Not that it smelled like weed, like it smelled like dour. That's how good it was.
Fuck.
And the silver haze, man,
Silver
that
haze. I
was
knew
just
that was
something,
coming.
that was
I knew that
something
was
really
coming.
special. And then, dude, I'm going to
like
throw
your
a
choices.
curveball
I
at
like
you,
your
man,
choices.
something that you're not really aware of, man.
What's up?
Bro, we were raised on skunks, man. Really
Skunks.
good. Not skunk 1, bro. I'm talking about skunk 6, dude. Like
Okay.
different skunks that were like,
These are all acceptable answers, man.
Adam Bruno out there would literally smell it from a jar being open. Like
Yeah,
they would have walked
I
in
remember
here and
that.
been like, it would have smacked you in the face.
got a couple.
Like you would have
Got a
gotten in
couple.
trouble for opening that jar up
Oh,
in
yeah.
your house. And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
those were something really special. And even the it's on the level of that, but like the Elvis that I was telling you about that you never heard of. I know Dog
Yeah,
feels
bro.
me on that. I know Wergs feels me on that, bro.
So
like
Green Dog knows about Elvis.
Oh,
I believe I
fuck
heard
yeah.
him talking about Elvis.
Yeah, him and Keegan both know
Skunky?
about it. That and
What was
Lil
that? Was the
Diesel-y,
church
dude.
like?
It was
Okay,
like,
Diesel type?
yeah.
Dope, bro. So what are you stuck on the island with for the rest of your life? You're on Gilligan's Island. Nobody's
You want me to do
coming
the
save
new
you?
school first, or you want me to do the old
Whatever
school?
you want.
Okay, I was gonna say
That was old.
Old, so then
So
we'll do
now
that. We'll
you're
do the
new.
island. Okay, we can do the new. So I would say for you, man, like something that's always played a very special role in my heart, man. When I've been able to get it, is a really I feel like you're the same way on this. Skittles.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's a
Yep.
very popular answer.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. But you know what? Because it's something so different as a terp, man.
man.
So You know, that is, and then, you know, for new school, man, like, you know, I feel like we're talking, I mean, dude, we're gonna have to say, dude, the parent to a lot of these things, man, fucking Sherb.
Sure, I love it. These are fucking really good.
Nothing's
answers.
better, man.
Some of my favorite
nothing's
combinations right
nothing's better, bro, like than a better batch of Sherb, man, than a lot of the stuff,
Skittles
man.
again
Like,
for the island though. You don't understand. I have a battle on the island on this show for Skittles and OG. I'm gonna do something special for somebody with this competition. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but whoever it is gonna get a fat ounce of either one, and I'm gonna hunt it down.
well, I'm gonna throw you a curveball on that one in a second. So Sherbert, and then
Sherb's a
dude,
good one, bro.
You know, I'm really gonna have to sit here and. Man, for new school, man, on stuff, dude. I just feel like I've been in such a
Sherbert's not
mindset the last little
not a
bit, trying
bad
to bring
answer.
old school stuff back and different stuff that it's like I really feel that,
What about Nana's Haze? Sunset Haze.
you know, that is something that
I
definitely.
think it's a good new school.
That is a good, but it's got you know, best of both, you know, best both worlds, man. So I like to, you know, kind of, yeah, man. I mean, that's what I was honestly gonna go with on for the island, man. But for your third one to finish up on that, man, oh man,
So hold on. You gave me 4 for old. You gave me Skittles for Desert Island.
no, Skittles and Sherb are new.
Oh, new.
Not
Okay.
Desert
We're not on
Island.
the island yet.
No,
Okay.
no,
So there's
bro.
a
I'm
battle
good
on
on
the island.
Skittles, dude.
Okay.
I'm good on Skittles.
Okay,
I'm gonna
what's
give you
up?
a cross that my buddy's working on right now
All
that I
right.
already know I'm gonna love.
For the island.
Yes, for the
Oh,
island.
shit.
That's
Hit
crazy.
me,
This
hit
will be
me.
some craziness.
Yeah. Hit me.
Super Silver Haze crossed to Triple X.
And Triple X is an OG, right?
One of the best gaseous sodas.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're hanging out on the. That's a good hybrid. I feel like for an island.
It
You
is,
got
dude.
both vibes going on. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You got to go find food for the day, or you gotta
Grown
just
by
go to fucking sleep.
grown by Cadre. If I'm going to be on the island, it's got to grown by.
This is
gotta
the
grown
best
by.
batch.
No, it's got to grown
Any
by. Either
cultivator
that
you
or
want.
it's got to be grown by
I ain't gonna do
Cadre
like
or,
that,
I was going to say or
Yeah.
Al, because you know why? I call Al my nickname for Al's Island Cherry, so it only makes sense, dude.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Those are good answers, bro. So what we
We
calling
messed
that?
up on the joint here.
Yeah, I fucked it up. I gotta redo it.
Damn, bro.
I got time. How do you like to consume cannabis? What's your twist, bro?
I like joints a lot,
Joints?
man. Yeah, joints are.
I figured.
Yep, joints. I mean, I will occasionally, bro. If someone like our buddy Deep Man would roll up a really good wood back in the day and would use a tip on it or something like that, I would. But I really like only a tip on things that I smoke. I hate smoking a joint or anything that doesn't have a tip on
Same,
it.
bro.
Yeah, just not about that, really.
It's 2022
Yep.
with the program.
Yep, exactly.
If you had a weed superpower, what would it be? Now I can give you some examples. 'Cause that's kind of a weird question. Some people say
To just be able to snap my fingers and have rolled joints anywhere I go, so I never
That's a
have to
good
worry
one.
about weed.
a good one
anywhere
and a
I
new
travel.
one. I like that.
Because everyone always wants to, you know, especially people like us, man, I feel like are more, it seems like you want to be able to enjoy your travels, your vacation, whatever, and you don't want to have to worry about that. You don't have to, you know.
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and especially, dude, I mean, you know, it's just, yeah, I think that would be a really cool one. So that's my answer.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. That's a good one and a new one. Favorite place to smoke?
Honestly, man, it's a good one, JP. I mean,
You a beach kind of guy? A balcony on the shitter in the garage?
never on
couch?
the shitter. I mean, I tell you this, I never feel like I had a place to fully enjoy from when I was out here. I had a cool apartment when I first moved down to Sac. Tahoe was really cool. Overlooking on a nice day in Stowe, Vermont with that nature, bro. Nothing beats that, bro. With
Yeah.
some of the good flower from here, or, you know, even there, just good views, man. You know, I think in
Yeah.
being in nature and being able to really just
Yeah.
enjoy either yourself, the company you're with, dude. And I would say nature, man, for
Yeah.
me is really big on that.
Yeah, I've definitely climbed some mountains in Vermont and smoked a joint
Yes,
at the top with
dude.
my homie Bobby, man, for sure.
Yeah,
He
dude.
had all the Jersey boys fucking moving through the woods. Yeah, that's cool, man. Good shit. If you could bring back one strain that's no longer here, what would it be? And it's not here for real. Like your mans don't got it. It's not up on the hill. It's out of here.
You know, dude, a couple things, man. Because you got to, you know, it's just really hard for me to answer that. Just one question, man, when I've done as much, you know, collecting and
Yeah.
being a connoisseur.
You could do a few because most people haven't collected as much as you did. So I'll let you get a few. I'll let you slide on the 3 strains.
Oh,
So let's keep it
man,
going.
dude. I haven't seen to this day that PizzZa like it was in that time, man, and like that was something really, really special that we would. The original, it was something that we no longer get, and my friends in Vermont feel me on this, dude, because I feel like the strawberries are possibly still, but if I can't, I'm trying to pop seeds from over 10 years ago on that, and it's tough.
Shit.
Yeah, I still have
Are any
some
of
that
them
were gifted to
sprouting?
my friend, and it's a little tough, man, and
Yeah.
I would say though that there was, dude, this really unique lemon kush, not lemon OG, and not like anything. It was something someone brought back they brought a cut back in an Aquafina bottle from their honeymoon to from Hawaii to Vermont back in like late 2006 7, I think, around that time from what I was told, and we would get that, and that has lemon terps like I've never encountered to this day, man.
Nice.
And like that is something that I feel like would impress a lot of fucking people, man, and just be like, dude, it was just so fucking tasty, man.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, dude.
I like it. Shout out to that strain.
Yeah, and then honestly, dude, I think like, some of those skunks, man, just aren't around anymore, man.
Nah, bro.
The-
I know exactly.
you know?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
man.
so
Those
that's
skunks
what
are
I'm gonna
fucking
have to
nuts.
say on that.
Good answer, buddy.
Next
Good
one.
answer.
So I don't keep
Next
going.
question. What's the first smoking device you ever had, the MacGyver?
Oh,
Were you the
man,
apple, the
dude.
can, or the fucking homemade bomb? Or let me shut up and let you answer the question.
No, dude, you might be right on that. You made me think, dude. For a
Choose those
second.
3. That's why I said.
So no, the first thing I ever remember ever trying weed out of, my buddy, not Ben, I was just talking about, I've had like Bens always at different parts of my life, funny enough, and this Ben, which is like my middle school friend Ben, next to his house was a older guy named Norm, who is our buddy's dad, and like this guy was a wild guy, and he would always let us in like our teenage years drink twisted teas and whatnot.
Nice. Shout
And
out to Norm.
bro, the first thing I ever smoked out of was a skull color changing bowl.
A skull. I thought you were about to say a skull, but still
No,
cool.
no, it was
Skull
a bowl, but
color
yeah, it was like a
changing
bowl. It was a bowl that looked
That's
like it was like
fire,
in the
bro.
skull was the front of it was a
That's
skull,
fucking
and it would
cool.
change like colors as you would smoke out of it, bro.
Was that the first time you ever smoked?
Yeah,
How was that experience? Damn, that was a twofer story. Shit.
yeah, that was interesting, man. I like didn't really. It was interesting. I think I enjoyed it. I was also drinking a little bit, but I was young,
Okay.
man.
How
I
old
was
were you?
15, 16 at the time.
Yep.
Not
Sounds
earlier
about
than
right.
that. I always stayed. I was, more athlete. And
about
then
right.
I the problem was, bro, the people that around me that were smoking in those years, bro, before that were like a little too dumb for their own good with shit. So it just didn't, you know what I mean, go well,
Yeah,
with certain things.
for
But
sure.
yeah, I remember.
Were your parents cool with it?
No,
Okay,
not at all.
for sure.
I'd have one of my buddies that was one of my friends, one of my first buddies that started smoking. He would always we'd always have, friends over or whatever, and he'd always just run off, dude, with one of his buddies. It was so secretive back then, and it was just always very odd how he'd act when he came back. So it was like a little off-putting. And then, when you get introduced to it the proper way, it's different, man, I think,
For sure.
And then, yeah, man, moving to Stowe, man, and watching people, going from okay outdoor to seeing special indoor at a very, young age was something really cool.
Oh, I bet. Oh, the scene up there was so dope, bro.
Yeah.
You ever get too stoned and fucking bugged out? You got like a crazy smoking weed experience? Like you just had to, oh man, this shit got fucked up. Or you just been a professional your whole career?
No, I've definitely gotten way too high for my own good back in the day, dude.
Yep.
For sure, dude. I used to, you ever seen Grandma's Boy?
Yes, I fucking love that movie, bro.
Your boy used to also be known as JP.
Oh no shit.
You're not the only
What?
JP around
no
here.
shit. You had the trench coat?
Bro, I would get so lit, I'd start doing the robot noises and I wouldn't be able to control it, and I'd turn into
bro. You
straight-
turn into JP?
Yeah, I'd turn into
Oh,
JP
shit.
and I'd start doing the characters and they'd love it, dude. I'd get to that point where I was so lit and I'd just stand up and
man.
I'd start doing the
Oh,
robot,
I
bro.
wish I knew you back then.
And my
bro.
buddy's mom, Cody Coop, his mom's son,
Yo.
would put me in timeout with a wizard hat.
Say
She was the
word.
cool mom. We could go there and smoke and
She hit you
like,
with
you
the
know.
dunce hat.
Yep, she
Damn,
would put me
bro.
in there, bro. It was pretty fucking funny.
Damn,
But yeah,
bro.
dude.
That's good, man.
Yep.
That's a good one. I didn't see that coming.
Nope.
If you could smoke with one person, well, two people, one that's no longer here with us, one that's still with us, who would they be?
Like you're talking about like people that we look up to, or like
Yo,
just
it could
any
be a
venue?
celebrity. It could be.
I've already done that one on my
It could
bucket.
be, whoever.
Young
Don't matter.
Young Cat already did that one on his list, so
Okay.
yeah, I would say for me, like I was a huge Wiz fan and Redman fan, and I've gotten to
Red,
smoke
bro.
with both of
That's
them,
dope.
and that's pretty
legend.
awesome.
That's legend.
And they're really, really down there, especially Reg. Great people, man.
Especially Reg. Like, he know him, Reggie Noble. He knows him by his government
He's really,
name.
really. He's shown me a lot of love, man.
That's
He's
cool.
he's a good He's good
cool.
people, man. And I'll tell you, after my Nana passed, he called me up and he didn't have any reason to, man, be on the phone. He's on the phone with me for like an hour, just giving me life advice and
That's dope, bro.
you know.
He
really
comes
cool
from
dude.
a place where you could really give life advice. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
So he's good. And then I would say that going back to your original thing,
It's dope, bro.
you know. Honestly, JP, I've been able to almost answer anything, man. I feel like today to a certain degree, and that's
you're
one I
flowing,
feel like
brother.
that's one that I'm just stumbled on, man. Like I guess it's one I could sit there and think of maybe, but people that aren't here anymore.
Now, this could be, one of my friends said Jesus Christ. Somebody said Malcolm X. Somebody said Bob Marley. Like, it could be famous people that's no longer here that you'd want to, like, smoke a joint with, have a deep conversation, 15, 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Think
I
of it like
think
that.
maybe I don't even know if they'd smoke, dude. Is that okay?
No, they're
or-
going to smoke with you.
But but they might not have smoked while they were on the earth, though, right?
Yeah, it's good. They're going to
Okay.
smoke with you, dog.
I mean, honestly, with her birthday tomorrow, Nana. So Nana did everything I did. She'd take edibles, whatever.
There
But
it
the
is.
thing was, Nana cleaned houses her whole life, right? Or a lot of her, for a majority of her life, and up until honestly the year before she passed, man, into her 80s, she
Yeah.
was cleaning houses with her crew, dude. And
Nice, bro.
she found a joint in like the late 80s, early 90s in an old house that she was cleaning out. So who the fuck knows what she actually smoked? And that ruined it for her, dude. So.
Oh, no.
Yep, so I'd love
bro.
to, but I've got Nana so lit, dude. Like, I'll make you laugh here because I told a sad story. When I had Nana and Mom help me at Chalice,
Yeah.
we're in the Jungle Boys building, Symbiotics there. Shout out Mike and, Vince, dude. We're sitting there, dude, and Artisans in there, and Nate and Roger at the time rolled up because Jungle Boys won a ton of awards. I did well that day, and they rolled up I think it was a 70 gram maybe joint
Whoa.
with like 10 grams of rosin, and they lit that up as an incense. And my mom and Nana got so lit, and I,
Just off
sent
contacts?
them off. Yeah, I sent them off after because they were like had worked for the day, and Nana's
Yeah.
like, older, she can't be there for like all day. So, anyways, I don't hear from them for a bit, and I get worried, and I call Nana and I say, Nanny, are you okay? Where are you? Nanny's good. We're in line at In-N-Out Burger, and I was like.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, Nana, didn't you eat before she left? She's like, I'm hungry.
That's
And
right.
So
We're about to
Nana
go
got the munchies and went.
bust some munchies real quick.
Yeah, so I'd say that, man.
That's
And then
perfect, bro.
man,
That's cool.
I'd have to say, man, that's a.
I thought you were going to go there. So that's
You
good.
know what, bro?
That's a
I'm
good
gonna
answer.
think of something I've never thought of, man. Go back to our time. I love to learn some history, man.
I'm going to hit a hard left on you and ask you, if your brand was a band, who would it be? And it could be multiple bands. And band not meaning like a rock and roll band, like you could rappers, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can pick a couple. And if it helps you, I can share mine with you. So let me know if you need a lifeline.
No, I got it, man. I'm gonna throw you off though with
By the way, I love these answers that I get. There's always some shit I never expect.
De La Soul.
It's tight. Okay, I can see that. See that?
Really liked when they were. You know what? I mean, I can't say it is. I will say though, when like, they weren't a band, but when they were a group, just people I have respect for because I'm such a big hip hop head and music fan. No Limit when they were in their prime, just because of it.
Oh,
That's
let's
not really
go.
how I'd say like that to answer your question. I'd say, man, trying to think of people that put out good music for the right reasons. I mean.
That's a good
Not
analogy
saying
on
it's
how
a-
to answer the question.
That put it with the passion, kind of like we do. Old Taylor Gang for sure, man.
Fucks with that.
But man, I'm really gonna have to, really feel like, because we're different, man, with what we do. We kind of, started doing things in a different lane when I was first doing this, and so I feel like I don't know. That's a hard one, man.
You can stop at those too,
Yeah,
bro.
that's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
think that's good.
Yeah, that's real good. So now it comes to
This
point in the
guy
show.
lighting two up at the
Okay,
same-
so look, I'm not a 2-joint guy unless I'm doing a side-by-side comparison. These are two different batches of Z.
That's right. We said that. I
Yeah,
forgot.
I'm not stressing out, y'all. We're good.
Got our guy going here.
Yeah, you got me going, man. I'm fucking 2 joints in, man. Fuck. Now at this point in the show, we're gonna shout out your favorite plug from back in the day. Somebody who just took really good care of you. You don't have to say his government name, his or her. Shout him out, man. And maybe if you got a cool story with him, drop it. If not, all good. We just take the shout out.
Ace Ventura.
Whoever you are, my friend, great nickname.
Yeah.
Great nickname.
I think he might have gotten. He
That's
might
fire,
have. He
bro.
might have gotten changed. Let's see, because it's been about.
So on June 16th, I want you to get that man, get old Big Ace something nice. Get him a little. I mean, you can buy him a cup of coffee, shoot him a $20 Venmo, send him a joint, whatever.
Yeah.
It's Plug Day. I'm trying to get this
On what?
recognized.
What day?
National Plug Day is June 16th.
That's funny. Okay.
Yeah, just so you know.
I like that.
Cool, man.
Isn't that Pac? I think that's Pac's birthday too.
It is my birthday too.
No way.
Yeah,
That's
no
right.
bullshit.
Happy Doug. Great
no
day.
Doubt, no doubt. It's a
That's
good
funny,
day,
dude.
man. I've been a plug for a long time.
You're now the third person I'd consider a friend or someone I know very well. I have 2 people that are family that share that birthday. It's a special day.
No shit, nice,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Well, if you want to get me something too, you're more than
I
welcome.
mean, JP, still waiting on you to come through.
No doubt. I know. Yeah, you let me know. I don't like to invite myself, you know what I'm saying?
with
But I
you,
never
dude.
come empty-handed.
I'm fucking with you.
All right, so before we hop into the rapid-fire questions and wrap up, 2 life questions for you. What's the best advice someone gave you, and what's the worst advice someone gave you? And maybe if you want to shout out like a mentor that gave you that advice, like a really good mentor in your life, shout them out. In no particular order.
Nana, for sure. Some of the better advice and stuff like that, and then
Beautiful.
parental figure with the worst advice. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I'll tell you this: if I listened to them, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Of course. It's always
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's fucking always that. Don't go for it. You know, don't take no
Yep.
risks. You know, whatever you fill in the blank, right?
People that aren't here today, brother, were my
Yeah.
biggest supporters and advocates when I was doing this. My aunt literally
No doubt,
was
bro.
a huge supporter of
You can tell.
mine. My Nana. I mean, my mom's always supported me, but she was even a little bit, I think skeptical at the beginning on stuff, which I understand, but not what I was. That's not who I'm referring to. It wasn't my mom.
For sure. For sure. And you know what? So what I've learned over the years, even if it is a family member trying to like hold you back or like kill your dreams, like really they're just going off of their own life experiences and they're actually really trying to help you.
Yeah.
To the best of their knowledge. They don't know they're hurting you. They're really just trying to help you, and you thank them for your help.
Yeah.
And don't take their advice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And still love them, but don't take their advice. Because as entrepreneurs, we deal with that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like sometimes the doubters and non-believers are in your family, and sometimes it's for that reason. And it's
Yep.
all good. Let's keep pushing. So now we're gonna go into before we wrap up, we're gonna go into some rapid fire questions. These are 1-word answers. Let's see if you can do it. So I ask the question, you say 1 word. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the smoke in the hot or the cold?
The medium.
I like it. LED or HPS?
HPS.
Living soil or cocoa?
Depends who's growing.
I like that answer. Joints or blunts?
Joints.
Bongs or bowls?
Neither.
I like it. Cold start or hot start if we're taking dabs?
Cold.
Same.
I'm more about when I take dabs, brother, about the flavor.
Yeah,
I don't really like to
wasted
dab. I
taste it.
want to taste just the flavor.
Yeah,
That's how
same.
Ashok is with me all the time. He's like, "Cad, you got to try this or something," and I always appreciate his work, so I always will.
Listen, Ashok murdered me on the last
I'm
show.
sure he did. Yeah, I'm sure he
murdered
did.
my cameraman too. Rube, he fucked Rube up.
I'm sorry, Rube.
But it was his first dab, and it was the whole
gosh.
thing. But he made it through, and he came out stronger. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Put some hair on his chest.
Yeah,
Feel
doesn't
me?
kill you, makes you stronger, brother.
Hell yeah. Shout out to my shooter, Ruben, man. He took it like a real G. Okay. Rig or Puffco?
Puffco. Well,
Cold-
next question.
Okay. Cold cure or fresh press?
Depends on the batch and who it's from.
I like it. Street smarts or book smarts?
Streets.
Beavis or Butthead?
I was more into The Simpsons, I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay. We'll go Bart or Millhouse.
Bart.
For sure. Ren or Stimpy? Did you fuck with that cartoon?
A little bit. I don't know.
We'll pass that one.
Give me another one. Ask another.
SpongeBob or Patrick?
SpongeBob, bro.
For sure. Batman or Superman?
Oh, dude. I mean, I was a die-hard Batman fan growing up. I still have action figures to this day from the early 90s.
Fuck yeah. Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat?
Ooh. Mortal Kombat.
Regular doinks or hash holes?
Doinks.
Pass that shit or I'm smoking this to the face?
You know, always down to pass a joint and let people try. Just have a problem with people when they lip the joint.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I don't. Or when you get it back and it doesn't taste the same.
Same problem.
Yep.
Really murder your joint.
But I love sharing. Good people.
I agree.
Yep.
Football or baseball?
Growing up, I'd say baseball, but nowadays I'd probably say football.
Bike or skateboard?
Bike. Even though I was into skateboarding for a long time.
Did you skateboard?
A little bit. No, I was
Nice.
never crazy at it or that
Yeah.
great, but just always had a passion with people growing up around and some
No
great
doubt.
great people in where I'm from. That's what I mean. We have a lot of great skaters and
Fuck
snowboarders
yeah.
and skiers in Vermont. Some
Nice,
amazing
bro.
athletes.
Hell yeah. Snowboarding or skiing?
I have more of a passion for snowboarding, but I'm better at skiing. And
Mm.
if you were going to ask me to go up to the mountain with you today and go choose one or the other, I'm going to probably go skiing with you
Okay.
because I'm going to be worried that I want to keep up. And I feel like for not doing it in a while, I'd have a better chance at skiing than snowboarding.
Well, I'm going to go snowboarding with you because I've never skied before. And I'm getting better. I just had to sit a couple seasons out because my wrists are all fucked up.
Yeah,
know
you
what
gotta
I mean?
take care of
You know
yourself.
what I'm saying? Getting a little older, you feel me? You got to
Yep.
think of that shit. 80s or 90s?
I'm 90s, baby, so 90s.
All right. NorCal or SoCal?
NorCal.
Motherfucking right. Pizza or tacos? I'm going to judge you. No pressure.
Bro, I'm not going to say this because I'm on here with you, but I know you are, but I'm probably up to the level of a pizza connoisseur that you are. If
I think
not, I
so.
probably might eat it more than you, and I know that's a bold statement, but I'm
It's a bold
telling you.
statement. It's a
I
bold
probably have
statement.
Anonymous
It's a
right
bold-
now at
it's
least
the balls on
three,
this guy.
3 times a week, dude, and then other pizza.
Oh,
like
damn. 3 times a week with the pizza?
at Anonymous alone.
Okay, yeah, you got me beat. You got me beat,
Nah, it's
Playboy.
bad, bro. It's bad because it
Got me
took
beat.
so long out here to find good pizza. But
Yeah.
I do
I
know
just had
you're
Anonymous
from
yesterday,
you're
man.
from better pizza, and I'm not going to sit there and argue. But going to school in near Boston and getting to go to North End, there's
Oh, they got some Italians up there.
Yeah, they
got
do.
some-
They can do,
man.
you know it.
They know what's going on up there.
yeah,
No doubt. I've heard.
yeah.
Not personally, but I've heard. You know what I'm saying? I've had some real ones co-sign it. All right, cool. So we going pizza?
Yeah.
Okay. Tacos or burritos?
Man, tacos.
North Sac or South Sac?
Pass.
I like that. It's a Sac or the Bay?
Sack.
Beach or snow?
Beach.
Cheetos.
Come from the snow, so I've been around it my whole
Yeah, I
life.
feel you, bro. Same. I'm beach all day, bro. Cheetos or Flamin' Hot Cheetos?
Regular Cheetos.
Same. The Wire or The Sopranos? You're on a roll. Don't fuck this up.
Sopranos, probably,
My
man.
man. My man.
My dad used to watch that back in the day and stuff. So
Shout
yeah.
out to him.
Yeah.
Automatic or revolver?
Feel like I had more experience with revolvers in Vermont, seeing stuff. That's a really cool thing about being in Vermont. You get to see a lot of people just
Man.
going out to random places and
And just
working on
bust
shooting
off, bro.
ranges and
It's
stuff.
nothing.
It's cool, man. It's a lot of, there's not much, at least back when we grew up, there's not much gun violence like compared, it's
Yeah, for sure.
people are safe up there.
Your final answer is revolver?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You're lost in the woods. You get a pack of matches or a hatchet. What you going with, pal?
Take the matches.
Matches, all right. We're staying warm. Shot of 151 or a hot dabs? Talking about staying warm.
Hot dabs.
Hot dabs, my man. We going dirt bike or four-wheeler? If we're cruising
Four-wheeling.
around the back country of Vermont. Four-wheeler, I like it. Gelato Runts Terps or OG Gas?
I
Or
think
Haze.
I made it clear enough today. No, we'll go to the original question and OG Gas all
OG Gas?
fucking day.
All fucking day. Knew that answer. Tupac or Biggie?
Bro, you're asking a huge... Oh, man.
I know.
Fuck, man.
I know, bro.
I got love. It depends on, the month I'm listening to more one or the other, man.
I can't say I've listened to one or more than the other, and Big
Yeah.
got 2 albums. You feel me? That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's,
no.
That's
I would
kinda
say
crazy. I
a
never
lot
thought
of the
of that.
remixes. I can't answer that one. I'm sorry, buddy.
You're going to pass?
Yep.
You're the first person to pass in that question. I like
Yeah.
that you passed.
Because I love them both so much, man.
know. We're going to go both.
I even, man, there's certain songs that I've shown of different
That's
remixes
dope.
of those artists to even very famous artists themselves that just, can see that like, damn, you have a passion for this music. I mean, music was everything to me before I got into the cannabis industry. I was, did music production for a little bit and was very, very
shit.
into that for years. Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Final question. Wu-Tang or Death Row?
About to get out of here.
He's out. He's out. He's out. He's out, folks.
No, as much as I love some of the Death Row stuff and artists on that, just the overall the story on that, man, it's tough, man. Might have to go Wu-Tang where I'm from.
That's not a bad answer, bro.
No, but I have a
don't
lot of
sound
love.
so sad.
I know, but I have a lot of love for certain people on Death Row. That's what
is
makes
crazy.
it so tough.
I know, because you were talking about a lot of legends in one fucking umbrella. Word, bro. Well, as we wrap up, I'd like to share with people, how we met. Just to kind of share the power of networking and like how you can meet people and start relationships, and who do you know that I should get on the show. So let's start with how we met. How did we meet, bro? Did we meet at
Met through, I think, just being
Cadre? Or
passionate.
just
No,
being-
we met through, I think, a little bit before that. I started seeing you more around there for sure. But
Emerald Cup?
Yep.
No, Hall of Flowers.
Yeah,
Hall of Flowers. We
yep.
shared a booth with Blueprint.
Yep, and then
Yep.
I met you there, and I think I
Yep.
had met you in the
First time
sax
actually
scene
meeting.
at one point
Yes.
before, just in passing with people. But yeah, dude, no, I always loved
Yeah.
as a pizza connoisseur, dude, and
Yeah,
someone
fuck
who
yeah.
loves pizza themselves,
Fuck yeah,
man.
bro.
That I've always enjoyed that about you. And no, I'd say there,
yeah.
and then, going back to your other question, dude, I think Basically getting more, good sack people, man, that have, a story to tell, man. Someone like Caleb, man, and,
Caleb Counts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get him on the show, bro. For sure.
like, yeah, man.
Definitely, man. Well, anything you want to plug before we get out of here? Anything?
I just want to thank you for the opportunity, JP. It's been
Absolutely,
a
bro.
long time coming, and
Definitely,
I
man.
really appreciate you being patient, man. I
Definitely,
know
bro.
it's been hard to book me at
Definitely.
sometimes. It's been
I'm
just,
honored.
I
I'm
feel
honored. I
very,
got your
very, very
first interview,
privileged.
bro.
Yeah, man.
For
It's
real.
been a really honor to come on here, and no, I just want to shout out, my team, at C.A.D, dude, and appreciate all those guys, and even, the help that we have with, some of the people that are helping us with sales and demos, Jackie and a couple of the other people, Raven, who's been with me for years doing, stuff and helping me, and just also the Cadre team and,
Yep. Big up the team, man.
yeah, and also, my family for all the love and support and close friends through the years
shout out
and
to your
stuff.
family, bro.
Yeah, man. And
Beautiful family you come from.
yeah, and thank you all the supporters that we have, and people that have supported C.A.D for years. It means the world to me and to the, team, and we appreciate them. We look forward to keep it coming and keep doing great things for all of you guys, and really, really appreciate it, brother.
Right on, bro. Well, shit, man. It was an amazing episode.
Thank you.
Great experience. Thank you for coming on, man.
Of course, man.
From the East Coast brother to another. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I know y'all got some great game out of this episode. As always, hit the website for the merch, hit the Patreon, support the show, keep us on the road, man. We'll see y'all next time. Peace, love, good pizza. We up out of here.
Thank you.